We live.
Mhm.
We're here again, but do we want to be? I do not know. It's pretty bad, thoroughly. Not every time will you get a good song. Really, we've just got to get along. Uh, that'll do. Hey, welcome everybody to Calling It Now. We are here. It is February 1st, the very, very first day of Black History Month. What is the origin of Black History Month? Do you know, Jovan?
Yeah, the government wanted to appease black people, so
It's
they
kind of
gave
what I
us a
thought.
month to try to get us to shut up.
It seems like a liberal kind of thing to do. Like, on the one hand, there are people trying to get rid of it, and so I'm opposed to them because they're usually a bunch of assholes. And so I'm like, no, you can't take it away, you fucking fascist. And then on the other hand, I'm like, this was fully like it feels like the kind of gesture where it's like, if we give you guys this, you'll be cool without healthcare still, right?
You
Uh,
don't think it's weird that Black History Month is on the shortest month of the year?
I do not think that that's weird in the sense of I don't find it unexpected.
Oh, yeah, okay, because it's
Yeah.
definitely by design.
Yeah, it seems that seems intentional even.
Dude, I'm
Anyway,
waiting for. I took migraine medicine. I'm waiting for it to kick in. My head is hurting.
you swim in what the good stuff or the
I
like
just took some. I just took Excedrin. Excedrin's
uh
all I need.
a little bit of caffeine. I dealt with chronic migraines as a kid and as a teenager. I get a little bit still as an adult, but it wasn't until I was like 19 that somebody told me, "Hey, you should just try ice." And I was like, "Migraines are terrible. There's no way ice works." So it turns out ice works, and almost nobody who gets migraines wants to try ice because they think that's ridiculous. Have you ever had a migraine that's so terrible? But ice has either reduced every migraine I've ever had, which honestly probably is only 10% that only reduced, and the other 90% just gets rid of it.
You
Um,
heard it here first, chat. Jimmy likes
Loves
ice.
ice. Yeah. In this very limited, yes, ice actually works really, really well for specifically that. Hey everybody, over at linemerch.com, today is the last day. We let it stay open for one more day if you want to get any of the mugs from the mug brawl. So like my Jesus one, the never play hide and seek with Jesus,
Should I go?
Jovan's
My
the
my
black
mug
one
is
mug.
still my mug is sitting in the back of my car. Should I go get it? I've
I
like,
mean,
literally never opened the package.
I sure think so.
Okay, let me go. Well, by the time it got here, like we were done with like the big
Yeah,
push. So
the
I
big
just
brawl.
never I never opened it. So hold
Yeah.
on. Let me get to a place where I can uh pause. You know what I'm doing in the background. Let me get
Oh
to a
yeah.
place where I can not be killed by a zombie, and I'll go run and grab it real quick.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, you can also just disconnect from the server temporarily.
I realized that, and I did that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go grab it real quick.
Anyway, linemerch.com. If you'd like to call in and debate us on anything, we are anti-ICE. We are abolish ICE. We are socialists. Specifically, Jovan is a communist. We are atheist. For a second, I thought he didn't have pants on. We are atheist. We are secular humanists. We accept science. We believe in vaccination. We believe trans people deserve rights. You can call in and debate us on any issue upon which we'd agree. We represent the actual left, not that caricature left that fucking weirdos try to make content about, but will never engage actually directly. You can go ahead and do that at the phone number. It is 336-543-2101, 336-543-2101. We will debate any and all of you, except for the ones that we've banned already because they resorted to slurs or earned it. But we'll debate actual debaters. Also, we did postpone yesterday's LineCon, so there will be 2 in February. LineCon Online Live will now be this coming Saturday, featuring myself, Eric from Skeptics and Scoundrels, and I just accidentally turned off one of my screens, and R and Raw. That will be this coming Saturday for people who are on that tier on Patreon. So, MAGA Colin, we're ready for you. Let's go ahead and start a poll in the chat. Find out, MAGA, will you be calling? Start a poll. MAGA. Are you going to explain to us how we are wrong? Yes. About to call. No. Too scared. Or no, not MAGA. Invisible parentheses, my brain works. Not MAGA. Let's hear from you, common sense debaters. How we are wrong for the positions we hold. I want to see it. I want to know what you're thinking, because it seems like that you're all playing it by ear, and that in reality you don't have values, but you have outcomes you want to see. So you want to see certain groups of people lose access to certain services from the government, lose access to certain rights. You want to see the people you don't like that you see as on the opposite team. It seems to me that to be MAGA these days is just to desire to see your opposition suffer. Now, it won't surprise me if no MAGA is willing to call in the light of all of the news that we have been getting about the Epstein files, that it seems that the reason why Elon Musk knew when he said Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, the reason why he knew is because he found out that he too would also be in the Epstein files. The Epstein files are still being combed. There's still lots of things being found. Elon Musk has confirmed that at least some of the emails are true, which is fucking wild. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but basically there are emails of his. This is different than the we reviewed this person and they said this happened. We haven't investigated. We haven't kept whatever. There are emails, and Elon has been furiously. I mean, Elon is like Donald Trump level tweeting about it. But there are emails that are allegedly from him to Jeffrey Epstein, of which he has actually confirmed at least one of them. But the only one he has confirmed is the one where he says that he couldn't come to a meeting because couldn't come to a party because that specific party would be a mistake for him to go to. So he's basically going through and confirming that any email that he thinks makes him look good, though that specific email wasn't actually a rejection. It was a rejection of the audience. Clearly, like the most honest reading of that email would be like, you are a guy I party with, but I don't want to come to this specific party. You also have his daughter, Vivian, confirming that at least timeline wise, she at that time was with Elon. And when Elon in the email says we're off doing this specific thing right now, she confirmed that in fact matches the timeline of their childhood. So I wouldn't be surprised if MAGA is unwilling to call right now, if Christians are unwilling to call as their prophets, their saviors, their seers and revelators are currently just really going through it.
All right, let me get the mug out.
Yes, please.
Unboxing.
Unboxing video. Why is that so big? We only sent you 2.
Unless there's more in here. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Mine was definitely a smaller box. Wouldn't it be funny if I just sent you my mugs?
No, it's because my mug's the black one, so it's bigger, remember? Right.
And technically you put in the order, so I couldn't have sent them because we don't fulfill the orders ourselves. Anyway, 336-543-2101, Christians, MAGAs, conservatives, we would love to talk to you. Yeah, it is really funny. I don't know if you've been seeing this, but basically Elon has been confirming that any email he thinks makes him look good is real. But the other ones that are exact same are real. Israel are real. Anyway, and he's confirming those ones, and any that look exactly the same type of screenshots are reported to be from the same archive that make him look bad. Those ones aren't real.
So the one where he's asking if he can go to the island, real or fake?
He did not confirm that one was real. He confirmed one where he turned down an invitation from Epstein to come party with a specific group of diplomats. But the way he's turning it down isn't, I don't want to go to the island. It's, I don't want to go to the island with those guys. It is also very much the type of email of somebody who does go and party with these people.
Why is this packaged like this?
So was that a box in a box? Was there?
Well, there
or
were
was that,
two boxes in the big box, and then the
Yeah,
two boxes open up into this weird, like Jenga-esque
I
design.
guess a mug. It's a box for shipping mugs. I guess I'm sure it's some research and development went into it.
And here we have. Oh, I was gonna drink out of it and just say, it'll be fine. No, it's a little gross.
It's probably dusty. Cardboard
Yeah.
dusts. It loses dust. I mean, it wouldn't take but a spray and a rinse, but
Yeah, I'll take it out to the kitchen in a second so we can have synergy.
yeah, there you go.
Brand the black one.
I'm sorry. It is like, so yes, you can go get that mug right now at linemerch.com, or my mug, or any of the mugs. And you can only do it until midnight tonight. Once midnight comes along, they are no more. They will never be available again, except for my design will be available on a shirt for the rest of the year, as well as Promise's design from last year, because apparently we forgot to do that. So those will be available as other types of merch, but the mugs themselves will not be. It is the last chance for the mugs, linemerch.com.
Jimmy cheated at the mug contest. Yeah.
Right. By actually participating, by actually promoting my mug, by actually engaging in the activity and trying to make sure that everybody here had enough money that the decrease in revenues that always happened in January would be covered. That was cheating. So cheating is trying. Anyway.
That's what the tortoise and the hare taught me.
Yeah, I knew that. I
gotta find a foot pad for this fucking desk for when I'm standing. By the way, you didn't tell me, and this is not where I'm not sponsored. You did not tell me how easy putting together this desk was going to be.
Yeah,
this might have been the most. This was the best thing I've ever put together of any furniture I've ever owned. It was the easiest. The directions were the clearest. Phenomenal.
That means they've improved it too, because I did it based on my experience, and the last uplift desk I assembled was 4 years ago at the earliest, maybe even earlier or even longer ago. MAGA, where are you at? Conservatives, where are you at? Christians, where are you at? We're ready to talk. 336-543-2101, 336-543-2101. Let's chat. Let's find out what it is you think we're wrong about. We'd love to hear it. 336-543-2101.
They sent me a desktop punching bag.
Oh, that's cool. Does not seem like
I'm gonna put a Donald Trump wig on it.
I did because I got bonus accessories too, and I did the punching bag wasn't available back then. I definitely would have gotten that. I got the drawer. There's a drawer, an under desk drawer.
Oh, I would have liked a drawer. There was not a drawer when I did it. I actually would have enjoyed a drawer.
Yep. Drawers are good, and they match the same wood. So I'm literally the desk in front of me and behind me are both uplift desks. I got
a butcher block. I don't remember which one specifically, but I got a butcher block for my desktop.
That's cool. Weird for desks. I've thought about making butcher block desktops for people because they are popular, but it is why do you need your end grain like that, guys? I don't know. For a desk, I don't know. But if you ever need to cut anything, 336-543-2101. Where are they at, dude? I legitimately think that there is a retreat right now because everything looks so bad for them right now.
Every stream I've had has had so little MAGA. I've had a plethora of Christian callers. Yeah. Even still getting some anti-trans callers. MAGA is terrified now to call in.
Right. It is very fraught for them right now. MAGA, MAGA can't defend being MAGA. And look, we don't even need you to defend Trump, technically. We don't need you to defend, if you want to call in as MAGA and go look, guys, I don't want to do the Epstein files. I just want to defend that welfare should be eliminated. I just want to defend that healthcare should be private only.
Oh my God!
I want to defend food stamps should be eliminated. All of the, if you want to call in and just go to the issues, we'll go to the issues. But I think right now you guys are just going to church on Sundays. because you're like,
did you
guys,
see that SNL
can't
skit they
engage.
did where it was the mom who was leaving MAGA?
no,
Homie,
but
it might be the
people are
funniest.
leaving.
It legitimately might be the funniest thing SNL has done in years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But I always think back to be like, yo, SNL, part of this is your fault.
true.
You bringing Donald Trump on during fucking
Humanized him.
yeah, like why would you do that?
Yeah. You know, I'm sure they would say we have the benefit of hindsight. But the thing that annoys me about that, because we get people with that kind of call in too. It's like, oh, it's really easy. But you guys weren't saying anything when Biden was doing it. And it's literally like, yes, we were. And the archive proves it. You could go watch our old content. So I get very frustrated. Like when people call in and they're like, well, I did want the immigration thing to go better. I wasn't expecting. And then they just say they weren't expecting the list of things we fucking told them would happen. But we're still the problem because we're leftist. We just keep identifying the correct problems and the correct solutions. But, you know, the word socialist, boo, boo, I don't know about that, guys.
How dare you mention redistributing wealth?
Right.
Ugh.
Right.
How can I live if my billionaires don't have the money?
I would love to see that too. Like, guys, if you think you can call in against redistribution of wealth, because you clearly also believe in redistributing wealth to some degree, like,
yeah, they just want to redistribute it to Elon Musk.
Right. Yes, that's the worst part. But presumably you think income disparity is bad, that income inequality is bad. What is the way you think will naturally redistribute it in a fair way? What is the way that also hasn't already been theoretically tested to absolute hell and back again? Like, and failed and didn't actually, in fact, make it worse. Guys, you can call in 336-543-2101. I wonder if they're even going to today. I don't know. I don't know that they feel they can.
Jimmy, MAGA is clearly out celebrating Black History Month. That's where they all
That's
are
right.
now.
Yeah. If you believe there should be a White History Month, 336-543-2101.
Oh my gosh, true.
336.
And a straight pride parade?
Hell yes.
Oh my God,
Hell
I would
yes,
love
brother.
a straight pride parade. I need everyone to know how important it is that I am normal.
Yeah. That was right before, I guess he became better. I don't know. I haven't ever consumed his content, but back in the day, I think the only time I ever engaged with Hunter Avalon was responding to his dumb, when he was a right winger video where he was defending a straight pride parade.
He promised me I could have a conversation with him about communism, and then he never responded.
Yeah.
Literally told me we could have the conversation.
He's a type of creator that isn't everybody's different. There's probably supposed to be certain kinds. And to tell you the truth, me and him probably were more similar once upon a time, and my content was a similar type of content. It's not what I think is the most valuable type of content that I'm capable of making and the most that will affect change, but whatever, bless him. He can do his thing. I just am not a fan of that stuff myself these days.
I haven't looked. I don't know what I guess he would still be doing he was doing mostly reaction content last I checked.
Sure, yeah.
Political reaction.
There's definitely good reaction content out there. I don't want to say that there's not, because I've kind of said too blanket that there isn't, but I also think there is a bad kind of reaction content where it's almost CNN, not him necessarily. I'm saying there's CNN reaction content, Fox News reaction content, Stop the Press is a black man is on a high-speed chase reaction content.
Oh my God, the president is wearing a tan suit.
That's right. Yeah. And it's kind of, I don't know. It's just not my thing. But like I said, bless him. Maybe he's doing great work. I used to be of the mind that it's the way I do it and the things I value, those are the right ways. I don't know what level of people are becoming left because of content like his and other people's. So I try to be less
low key. I kind of don't really like this.
The punching bag. I just can't imagine you could actually hit it very hard.
Oh, no.
Right now, sure. But look, it's got the clamp style that microphone things go on. And how long does it usually take before those clamps are just useless? Before, 60 days, and then they just they slip off super easy and shit. That's why I switched to the
I've been using this microphone thing with the clamp for almost 2 years and I've had
Maybe
no
I
issues.
just fidget with mine too much. I don't know.
You
I
must
move
be
mine a
doing
lot,
something.
but I switched
Everything I've
to
clamped to
this.
my desk, I've never had an issue with.
The clamps eventually betray me.
So
I'm not a
yours,
fan.
you have like just a standing boom.
Yeah. I obviously, if I go back to actually letting the thing go up and down, I would have to switch to the clamp, which is what you would need. I do also have weighted things that you can put on the desk. We do have calls being screened, people. I know that you might be thinking about whether you're going to go elsewhere. And this production talk, nobody is ever interested in. Anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, alternative creators. I like Hassan for that reason, even though I don't consume Hassan. I think Hassan's bringing a lot of people to the left, and that's good.
I try to avoid watching other leftists, except for like small clips, mainly because I don't want my talking points to just be their talking points.
Let's go ahead and get that next call screened because I don't know that I care to take John from Canada.
I don't know who's John from Canada.
Yeah, you do. He's called in so many times. The last time he lied and said he was Peter. I'm MAGA. I want to talk
about Mamdani with him. Actually,
I'm so serious, guys. That should tell you who it is. It's a little mean, but
I get you. I want to know why he doesn't think 2-year-olds should have childcare.
Yeah, well, possibly, but with the other person on here, I just don't care. Hassan,
I mean, I'll sit
the dog shocker. So, Mike, you're pretty upset that your girlfriend or something really wants to bang Hassan. Is that what's going on? What's going on? It's hard for me to care as much about stuff like that. Look, I don't use shock collar, though years ago we had a dog that would kill anything that it got in its mouth. And we only had to use it one time, but we used a trainer and basically
I just think it's something I don't care about. I'm just going to go put my other shoes on, Jimmy. So because now I'm standing without shoes. I probably wouldn't
do it today, but that's what the trainer was, and I didn't know better and stuff or whatever. Though I don't know. I might. Anyway, to get rid of prey drive. But anyway, I put this on my neck twice a day, and I turn it all the way up, and it is much stronger than a dog collar. I literally do that to relieve migraines. So I feel there's been some stuff that people have told us about those things that might not be actually. It relieves tension headaches. That may not be as true. But anyway, yeah, that's exactly correct. Don't think the collar thing was ever proven, but I wouldn't be surprised. He probably went to an adversive trainer, and some people believe adversive trainers are better. It seems nowadays the information shows that there's very good positive methods of training that work for most dogs, but not all. And I would say that that's where people should go. And I don't care. I would prefer a dog have a home.
You don't care about like the shock collar thing?
No, not at all. Like we literally live. If he was like using it in a torturous way or whatever, I don't know that he even used a shock collar. But if it was like I don't know. I just don't. I live in Texas. We literally kill. My friend runs a shelter here because there's such a high number. I got to see what it is. A high number. Literally like people using reasonable adversive training techniques, but the dog has a home. I care a lot much more than anything else. Is Jimmy defending animal abuse? I don't think you've actually established that that's animal abuse or that he did it. Yes, he showed it was a vibration collar. I use vibration collars. They're excellent.
Yeah, I probably am against shock collars. But it's an industry that's like, or not even an industry. It's a practice that's still like widely practiced. So me being against it, I don't know what it's really going to accomplish.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not against shock collars for myself. I'm going to put mine on right now because I've already got the tension in my neck.
And I have the trigger.
I'm going to, that would be funny. How many dogs a year are put down in just Texas? So we have kill shelters, and the speed at which people resort in Texas specifically. All right, I got the pulse up on max. It literally will.
Wait, you literally have a shock collar.
Yeah. It goes on the back of my neck, and it's for my tension headaches. Shock collar. Have you ever used a TENS machine? No. I think what people think shock is not. I think they don't understand what it is. It basically makes your muscle tense. That's what it does, and so it can tense it harder. And it's alarming, But anyway, that's so my neck is always super tight. So this thing, the electrodes tense my neck muscles up and then releases them, and then tenses and release. It builds up to it. Right now, it's a light thing that is.
Have you seen that some
basically
people
nothing.
are that there's that's a treatment now for
There's a lot of things for tense machines, periods. People who have endometriosis
for
use it.
depression. For depression, people will
Yeah, vagus nerve
give their
stimulator.
brains a little shock.
So there's a place right behind your ear, a little bit lower. There's other places too. There's a place on your wrist that if you can stimulate your vagus nerve system. Yeah. Anyway, TENS machines are dope.
What are your thoughts on like a shock fence as opposed to like a shock collar?
No, I wouldn't
like
use
for
any
dogs
of
that
I
are
don't
going to
think
run out.
I don't think aversive techniques are necessary for most dogs.
But I'm saying like for people that are worried about their dogs running away, they can't afford to install a fence. Would you?
I don't know.
Would you?
I don't know. I don't know whether or not that's a fucked up thing too or not. Because the people who are like passionately against the things on the internet, there's research out there that defies them. My own experience with what the collars, literally the one I'm wearing right now, do to you, don't seem to like really. So I don't know. Like I'm not going to give an opinion on. What I do know is that my friend runs a shelter. She could use y'all's support, and she exclusively saves dogs off of death row. She's only able to do a few dozen a year. And in Texas, 80,000 shelter dogs are euthanized a year. So mostly what I want is dogs to have homes, man. Like that's what I want. Like that's what I would like.
Jimmy is pro dog home, which is the hardest stance he's ever had to take.
That's the actual headline. Jimmy is pro dog home.
Jimmy Snow is pro dog home.
They're gonna cancel me. Yeah. And this is what I've heard too. So the person in chat as a dog trainer says electric collars are better than most alternatives, period. Which I don't know if that's true about all training or anything, but the alternative for dogs who may need aversive techniques are probably getting put down at a shelter. Like that's realistically what happens to them. I stopped trusting
dog trainers when I learned that Cesar Millan was actually not doing stuff the right way.
What was he doing?
I felt like my trust.
I know
don't
he
remember
was
what the
adversive
controversy
for
was,
sure.
but people were saying like the way he was training dogs was bad.
And was that true, or was that their opinion that because he uses adversive that all adversive is bad?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was found like his methods were just found to be like super ineffective and whatnot.
Yeah, could be. I would like to see like the research and studies. And again, most of all, I would like dogs to have homes.
I wanted to be pack leader.
Okay, which one do you want more? Because they're both pretty good.
I wanted the first one.
He left. He's a joke, dude. You're not gonna miss him. He is a joke. He's a fascist.
This machine gun is crazy. Yeah, but I like yelling at fascists. Let's take the first one. Can't wait.
DJ in Idaho is a conservative who feels that as okay, DJ. First of all,
I'm sorry.
How old are you?
I'm 60.
Okay, DJ, and
60, like
yeah, for our live chat here. Okay, for our live chat here, they're going to refer to you in the third person as they're chatting here. So, would you prefer that they refer to you as a he, a she, or a they, or something else?
Her, she.
Her and she. Excellent. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, and it says here that you feel blamed all the time. What do you need to do to stop being blamed? And I'd like to ask you, the notes show here, you actually say something, and while the question you ask following up sounds related, it's technically a different question. So, do you need to stop being blamed, or do you need to stop feeling like you're blamed? And if your question is the latter, how do I stop feeling like I'm being blamed? Stop watching right-wing news because they're the only ones driving that narrative. Stop watching Newsmax. Stop watching Fox News because they're the ones making up that white people are just blamed for everything.
No, I mean, I feel it all the time.
Yes, you feel it.
I live here and I feel, I mean, I get it. I mean, I hear it in the TV. Hear it in...
You hear somebody on TV going, white people are the problem specifically and that they are to be blamed? Is that what you're?
Well, no. There's something.
No.
Okay, so I was. Okay, so what happened was I was watching this video, just a random video, and this black person kind of went crazy on this white kid, and the woman got arrested because she battered the crap out of this kid, and then the girl on the side said, "Oh, he'll get away with it. He's white. He white." And it's like, what the heck does that have to do?
Let me ask you something, DJ. Do white people tend to get away with crimes more often than black people?
I think that people who I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
I think people who normally behave badly should be, whether you're white, black, green, or purple.
Okay, can I answer the question for since you don't know? Can I answer the question for you?
Yes.
Jimmy. Yes, white people do tend to get lighter punishments and get let off for crimes more than black people. So knowing specifically, it's like, well, because the system that we live in tends to be racist. Were you aware that America was?
I want to know what DJ thinks that is. So, for example, DJ, one of the stats, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's dramatic. You are way more likely to be exonerated of a crime. Rather, you are way more likely to be arrested, tried, and then found not guilty of a crime if you're black because you are over arrested. And you're more likely to never even make it to trial if you are not guilty, if you are white. So why is it that you believe that that happens? If that was confusing, I can reword that more simply.
That's a valid question.
Right.
That's a valid question.
What do you think the answer of that is?
Well, I think fatherlessness in the home.
Excuse me, that wasn't the question. Okay, I'm going to put it simply. Fatherlessness couldn't have anything to do with it. You have a white person and a black person. They are both accused of a crime that they are not guilty of. The black person it's something like 5 times more likely to go all the way to trial before being found not guilty. And the white person is at a rate of like 1 to 5. They are 20% as likely to ever even make it to trial. They won't even they won't even go to trial.
Why do you think that unfairness happens?
Right.
DJ?
What do you think is responsible for that?
Injustice. I don't have an answer for that. What do you guys think?
Wait, hold on.
I want to know what you guys think, because
hold on, DJ, hold on. You said injustice, right? Do you think injustice just happens do you think that just happens randomly? Like it's just randomly black people are targeted more, or do you think injustice tends to come from somewhere?
No, I believe injustice comes from somewhere.
Okay, now where would the injustice be coming from if black people tend to get longer, harsher sentences and they don't tend to have their cases heard as often as their white counterparts? Where is that injustice coming from?
Okay. I hear your question, and I'm listening, and I'm trying to understand what are the stats as far as the number of white people who have crimes, and how many Latinos? Are we going to add Latinos in there?
Well, considering a large portion of Latinos are white, yes, we're going to add Latinos into that. Yeah,
into the a lot of them are white. Or the black?
And they're white. Okay. A lot of them are white, so we would add them to the white category unless they're Afro-Latino, in which case they would be black, and we would add them to the black category.
It does sound like you're a little bit
Okay.
floundering now for something, and we just want your explanation, because the whole point of this, DJ, is that I suspect what you hear are people bringing up these problems like this, and you're internalizing people saying black people are treated like this and white people are treated better as white blame.
No.
As what the thing that you're being forced to feel guilty about. So you called in asking how to stop feeling guilty. And the answer would be participate in the systems to the best of your ability that alleviate the disparity between how white people and black people in America are treated. That would be the answer. You could relieve the guilt that you're feeling by participating in the solution. Because it seems like somebody
That's
like you more wants to
very-
hear a reason they shouldn't feel guilty for the privilege that they are experiencing and exploiting. And I don't.
Wait. Now that's harsh, because
What?
I am not. I may be white, but I don't have any privilege, and I'm definitely not exploiting anything.
DJ, question for you. If you were arrested and went to prison, would you receive as harsh of a
Which I
punishment
have.
as a black? Okay, my question again: Would you receive as harsh or long as a punishment as somebody who is your age but black?
How would I know? I mean, how would I know?
Well, because we have the statistics on that, and the answer would be no. We literally have the evidence on this. So therefore, you have a level of privilege that exists solely because you are white. And that would be you do not face the same type of repercussions as a black person would in the criminal justice system.
Okay, you do realize that my melanin level has
Your
nothing
what
to do
level?
with me.
I don't know what melanin is. Well, your what level?
Melanin, my melanin. Whether I'm white or black, how much melanin is in my skin?
What in God's name does your melanin content have to do with anything we're talking about here?
Well, you said
there are a lot of things. I just need you to
know.
know, DJ. I need you to know something. There are a lot of things I put up with in these calls. Today's the start of Black History Month. I ain't putting up with white nonsense this month.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had called last month, I might have put up with a little white nonsense.
I'm sorry.
But it's Black History Month. I don't put up with white nonsense.
DJ,
So,
you're kind of.
I'm sorry.
What's even the point of bringing up the what does your melanin have to do with it, except to say, like, you're now accepting that the privilege exists, but you didn't try to get the privilege. I didn't intend to be privileged. So, like, I should be totally let off the hook for that privilege. Like, it shouldn't be something I should ever think about or have to participate in a system to try and reverse, to try and improve. That's like bringing up my melanin has nothing to do with whatever, as it was just given to you an example of how your melanin absolutely privileges you. Jovan, I think you might be the creator who brings this up. So if I'm about to steal your example, you can call it out.
On Black History Month too. Damn, Elvis.
Yeah, it's a good example, and I intend to keep it as my own. Hey, DJ, if you go for a drive right now and you speed, and the officer sees you, are you more or less likely to be let off the hook than a black person? For the officer to see you, see you're speeding, see you're breaking the law, and just go, I don't feel like pulling them over. Are you more or less likely, according to well-measured stats, because it is daytime, literally, because they can see you, are you more or less likely to be let off the hook than a black person?
Well, according to the stats, I would be more likely to be let off.
Is that privilege?
It sounds like it.
So you do have privilege.
I didn't mean to upset you, gentlemen. I'm sorry.
Nobody here is upset.
DJ, I'm going to speak to you as an adult because you are an adult. So you should be able to hear what I'm saying without getting upset, frustrated. Nobody here is upset, but you are now trying to put yourself in a position where you will be felt sorry for because you're like, well, now they're upset at me. I don't mean to do this. You might not be doing it intentionally, right? But subconsciously, this is what's happening. And again, I don't have time for white nonsense this month. You feeling guilty over your whiteness is not something that anybody's asking you to do. What we are asking you to do is acknowledge that your whiteness grants you a level of privilege that people of color do not have in this country. You don't need to feel guilty about it. Hell, I'm not even asking you to change it. A lot of white people are happy that their whiteness gives them a certain level of privilege, right? I'm not even asking you to like come up here and like try to figure something else out, right? But what you have to understand is that I'm not going to apologize for pointing this out to you. And you should be able to hear this feedback as somebody who's an adult and go, you know what, you're right, without it being a whole to do, right? Like there's no reason for it to be a whole to do. It should just be, all right, boys, thank you for the information. And then, you know, you go about your day and hopefully you go about your day a little bit changed and a little bit better.
Yeah, it just seems like fundamentally, DJ, that you're trying to center a conversation about racial disparity and how people are treated. You're trying to center it around a victim narrative of your own.
That's valid. I guess that's what it would sound like from your end, yes.
And I'm white.
Did
you know that?
Certainly not my intention. I can see that. And I can see that you're not.
Something to always remember, DJ, is intention is impact over intention 100% of the time. Your intentions don't actually, like, if I hit someone with my car and they died, it doesn't matter if my intention was not to do that, right? That impact is what mattered. So always keep that in the back of your head when having these conversations. It's the impact that matters, not the intent.
Point taken. Gentlemen, I hope you have a great day. You're opened my eyes to a few things.
I hope you stop watching Fox News and Newsmax and the conservative victim channels, the people who complain about supposed victims while victimizing themselves like crazy. That's legitimately
and have a happy Black History
Oh.
Month. Send $10 to your favorite Negro.
And also, comment sections aren't real life. You don't even know that the people in those comment sections are the race you think they are. And there are plenty of dead internet and bad actor bots in there. So stop believing comment sections too.
Oh, I don't even read them half the time. No,
That was your example
I heard you guys
earlier, was a
joking.
comment section about people saying someone was going to get off because they're white, and that made you feel guilty.
No.
and
I
blamed.
was watching a video. I was watching
Okay.
a video, not a comment. I was watching the video. And you know what? I think I'm horribly explaining myself. I must sound like a first-class idiot from Idaho, but I'm not.
Jovan and I will be back next
Anyway.
Sunday. If you want to like write down some of your thoughts, collect some of your data, collect some of your examples, and try and present a more comprehensive case next Sunday, Jovan and I will be back at the same time next Sunday.
I'm going to disagree with Jimmy here. Call again in 3 weeks.
Take more time.
Yeah, well, wait until the end of Black History Month, so then I can deal with white
I
nonsense.
see.
I can't deal with
I
white
see.
nonsense right now.
Excuse me.
Wow.
Yeah. No, DJ. I have a feeling because we're going to keep bringing up a lot of the month is going to be white nonsense. So,
Listen, there's such a thing as
No.
black nonsense too. It's just only black people can call out black nonsense.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm oppressed.
That's our reparations.
As a white person, that's how I'm
That's your
oppressed.
reparation. Yeah. Well, here, I think the real thing that's going to happen is I'm probably never going to call again. I've never called the show before. I just
Why not,
thought
DJ?
it'd be fun, huh?
You're not hurt. Nobody's hurt you. You're fine. You had a call. You even said you have good information now that you want to think on. So while right now you might feel a little embarrassed, the call will presumably be a positive thing that happened in your life. Things that are scary or nerve-wracking can be that way. So I say call back and let's see if the next call can't also be a positive
Okay.
thing and anchor for
Can
change.
Can I say one quick thing about your
Sure.
shock collar?
No, I
Um,
don't care.
they really
I don't
do.
care. I don't care. I just took my
No?
shock collar off of my own neck. It is not a conversation we're actually going to center. I'm not an expert on it. Nobody in the live chat is actually an expert on it. So I don't care what people's opinions are. I don't know for a fact that Hassan ever actually used a shock collar. I just don't care. I don't care. I care that dogs have
I
homes.
was just
DJ, do you
No,
care that
it's
dogs
not.
have homes?
I care that dogs have homes. I
Then we're
wanted
good.
to talk about the way that you say the shock helps your headache.
Neck. My tension headaches.
Your
I guess there's
yes,
we're not like a medical
yeah.
advice channel either. So if you want to be extremely brief, you can share whatever it is.
I have a shock collar. I have a shock in my spine that stimulates my bladder. Seriously.
Oh, that's cool.
Way cool. So
My shock
Sweet.
is around something that I can't say on live TV. Ayo.
I don't even really get it. All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you, DJ.
Have a great day.
Bye. Yes, this is it has, I don't think the one in the center actually shocks, but all the rest do. So you get 5 leads. I think this one just vibrates and heats, perhaps, because that would be right on the joint. That would feel funky. But you have 4 leads on each side, and it tenses the muscle and releases it, because I've been getting these pretty bad tension headaches lately, and that's been the only thing actually that's worked. Doctors have given me meds and all kinds of shit, and that thing actually works better than the meds do. So I can't tell you that means it works.
Have you tried Mary Jean?
So
I've heard it works well.
I can't now. Like fucking Texas took away the things we could. But so here's my legit. I was doing Delta 8 probably 3 years ago. I don't know what it is about marijuana, but my sensitivity to it, at first, the first day I take it, like 1 or 2 hits of a vape, I'm annihilated. It only takes me like 4 weeks. By the end of 4 weeks of just using it at night, I was having to hit my vape like 35 to 40 times, where other people who had recommended it after years of use were still only hitting 3 to 5 times to go to sleep at night. So then I was using so much at night that during the day I was getting dopamine withdrawal, and I only felt good at night once I started using it, because I don't use it if I'm not a functional pothead like some people are. So yeah, it literally was making my days miserable and my nights funny, but I also put on like 20 pounds because of the munchies on Delta 8 for me are way worse. So anyway, that's a story nobody wanted, but I thought I would share.
Before we take the next call, in this last mission I just did, nobody's going to care about this but you. I got a level 5 sniper, a level 5 auger, and a level 5 iron sledgehammer.
I am going to go put I just found a place I need to put a couple of blocks, because we have very much an accidental swastika forming on one of our bases. So I'm going to go and turn that into a window.
Anybody wondering, me and Jimmy are playing 7 Days to Die in the background.
Yeah. We've come to the conclusion that most people, we don't actually need to use our full brains to debate most of these people. But I stop in pods when I need to.
It actually helps me to be doing something else, on the side. like for my hands to be busy. And this is not a game where you have to think in the slightest. unless
shit gets real, then you do. But right now, I'm like base building. I'm basically Minecrafting in 7 Days to Die right now. But let me go ahead and fix this little almost like. We are a block away, dude. I almost want you to come see it. We are a block away from us.
I'm going to see it and take a screenshot and be like, guys, look at Jimmy's base.
First of all, you helped build this base. By the way, if you're wondering why it looks so weird, I put a dew collector up on that top thing that you built, and the entire top with all the bins and everything came crumbling down because we only had it supported on wood.
Is all my stuff gone?
No. So your stuff is still in the bottom, but if you mean in those individual boxes, I combined everything into those boxes that are in that lower area. So, but anything that was built, like the dew collectors themselves, got destroyed. Okay, anyway.
That's crazy.
Alan in Mississippi, you are on the line with Jimmy and Jovan. Alan, how old are you?
I am 39.
Alan, in the last 3 elections with Donald Trump, who did you vote for?
I voted for the Democrat each time.
So you voted for Harris, Biden, and Hillary.
Hillary, yeah.
Okay. And so it says here that you wanted to call in and say that we would rather vote for someone black than someone better at the job. I think that's very problematic.
Well, that's not exactly how I would put it. So here's what I told the call screen. When I I was watching one of the clips. Unfortunately, can't watch live. Phone decides to cut out every time I try. It's like, doesn't like it anyway. Jovan, you said something that I had a little bit of exception that I took to, and I wanted to, bring it up. You said that you would rather vote for Jasmine Crockett over Tommy Tallarico because of her skin color, rather than her policies, which I thought it is understandable. I do want to put it that way, but I did not think it was a good thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I would like less white men in politics. Is that? I don't feel like that's a weird take.
Well, I understand that, but I also think that you should probably vote for the person who's going to do the better job. And I don't think that Tommy Tallarico's great progressive or anything, but I do think Jasmine Crockett's kind of bad.
Why do you think Jasmine Crockett is bad?
She's not. She's very conciliatory towards the right in ways that I think that Democrats right now
can you be specific?
That is a wild example, though, for why better than Tallarico. The thing I like about Tallarico is that he's kind of progressive and leftist coded in a way of trying to appeal to the right. Conciliatory to the right is his brand, but then he tries to trick them into being progressive.
I do want to say, because I always preface, maybe it's because you just saw a clip. I always preface that I would rather vote for no Democrat if given the option. I'd rather not vote for somebody who's just going to maintain capitalism.
Absolutely. I want to make sure that you understand. I definitely agree that we don't have great options, that most of the people that we have are imperfect. For Tallarico, what he does is his rhetoric is right-coded, but his actual things he wants to do are left-coded.
Well, what specifically about Jasmine Crockett are you against? Because you didn't really give a clear answer, and it worries me when people.
It's not so much. I mean, she takes corporate money, APAC, crypto.
Tallarico.
Not really. But for the record, Crockett is not. It is not confirmed that Crockett has taken APAC money. That's a thing that's repeated. I had also thought that was true, and I looked it up, and that's not true. Tallarico is trying to do more of a grassroots thing, but none of this is about. You said this was about basically the capability of the candidate. If we were talking about Candace Owens versus Tallarico, and Jovan said, I'm sticking with Candace.
I think that would definitely be more clear.
But you're talking about two people who are politically close to each other, and I'm not going to fault a black man for going, what never really gets represented in my community, and so our community's issues don't get taken care of because you can only see it through the lens of a white guy. I'm not really going to sit there and say to... And by the way, Jovan didn't then shit on me for saying... I still think I'm actually going to vote for Tallarico because I think, for racist reasons, that Jasmine Crockett can't win Texas.
Okay. I thank you, Jimmy, for explaining my position from the white lens. I think it actually made it easier for people to follow.
Alan, I'm not, or Jovan, I'm not joking. I think sometimes white people have to have it explained to them by a white guy. I'm not even joking. Like that is unfortunately true.
I absolutely understand.
I disagree with you.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I absolutely understand why you would feel that way, Jovan. Believe me. And I think what I'm trying to say is
wait. Because that's often a coded phrase. I don't think you're meaning to do this, but that's like what guys say to their girlfriends when they don't want to admit that the feelings are right. Is it correct that a black person feel that another white person being elected to a federal seat is likely to reduce their community's needs from being addressed?
I think that's a valid concern. I don't think
that's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you.
But I do think it is a valid.
Is it true?
I think that it's something that
Is it true that that is the most likely statistical outcome? No, not. I understand that you feel that way.
Yeah,
is
probably.
It true?
I'm not even telling you. I would imagine.
This isn't a trick. I'm not saying you have to say Tallarico doesn't care about black people. I'm asking you to admit that it is reasonable for a person to go, another white guy will mean my community is not being represented.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, and I think that's definitely. I think that's definitely what you would, generally speaking, get. And
I think Crockett's incredibly qualified. She literally has a law degree.
Right.
Like she's an incredibly qualified candidate. And, well, then, but if our conversation is going to be like if it comes down to, hey, here is a white guy that's qualified and a black woman that's qualified. They're both qualified, but when I look at who's over or under represented, I show that, oh, hey, the black people are, the black women specifically are hella underrepresented. I think I can go with the black woman if they're both equally as qualified.
Sure. So the reason I think that it is very important to go with the most progressive candidate is that we're at sort of a conflux.
Sorry, I do just want to add, Crockett already has a federal seat, so she's arguably more qualified than Tallarico.
Well, that's true. That is a good point. But right now, we're at a point where we can turn the tides drastically towards progressivism. And I think it's very important that we run and support the most progressive candidates that we can get, because we may not be able to have this opportunity again. And if we don't manage to make full use of it, then we might be back in this position again in 8 years, and fascism might just make another comeback.
Dude, honestly, Alan, this is a pretty big L, I think. By the way, I said Mississippi. Alan's from Michigan.
Can you just tell me, like, between Crockett and Tallarico, Alan, between Crockett and Tallarico, why would Crockett not fit that category, but Tallarico would?
I don't think she's an ideological progressive, and I do think Tallarico is.
Okay.
That's basically what it comes down to.
Can you give me then the, like, why do you think she's not? You haven't been able to, like, really give an answer here. And I'm not saying this is you, but it's starting to feel like every time I talk to somebody who tells me I didn't want to vote for Harris, and then they can't tell me a reason why they don't want to vote for Harris.
I mean, I would have liked to, for Harris, I would have liked to have had a primary, but, you know, she was who we got. So, you know, that's, I didn't know that you were going to be on today. If I had, I would have had a thing, but I just like looked at YouTube and saw that you were on, and I'm like, damn it, I really wanted to mention this because.
Alan, then I'm going to make it a little bit easier for you. Because again, keep in mind, my reason to support Tallarico has nothing to do with her qualifications. Legitimately living here, I think we can't elect a black woman, period. And I would rather have a chance at getting closer to winning.
Jimmy, tell chat what you mean by can't.
We're racist as fuck in Texas.
Okay.
We just won't. And it's not even just like the unfortunate thing is.
Can't.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We are.
Texans won't do it as opposed to
we are a toxic community, and the honest to goodness truth is, it's unfortunately so deep in Texas that specifically black women, black man might have a shot. Black women, it's not even just the white people. It is pretty much they are treated like shit by every group that isn't black women in Texas. And so it sucks. And anyway, when you're saying she's not as progressive, I don't know what you mean. Because, for example, James Tallarico, Jasmine Crockett, would you agree that the number one policy that progressives and leftists, whether they are liberal or actually leftists, agree on progressively is Medicare for all? That's the most important one? The consensus. Not everybody's going to say that, but the consensus. Great. Which one of the two candidates is for Medicare for all?
To be honest, I am not from Texas, so I have not been keeping up nearly as well as I have.
It's Crockett. Okay. Tallarico wants a public option, which is nice, but it also keeps the for-profit system in place. And it's literally like we already saw what not even half-assing, quarter-assing Medicare for all with the shitty Obamacare subsidies got us. Half-assing it with a public option's not going to make us a lot better.
I do think that we don't need a public option. We do need full Medicare for all. So I appreciate learning that. If she could get us that, I'd be very happy if she got in.
So was your assumption when that Jovan made that assessment that he just didn't know who she was and only made the judgment on the basis of she was black and Tallarico's white?
Actually, no. So my issue isn't even so much the support for Jasmine Crockett. As far as candidates go, she's still a good candidate. My issue is in communicating what we want as progressives. We want to make sure that we're not racializing our support for candidates because people who are kind of snowflakey triggered on the right, but also kind of would like to not die working at 80 in a McDonald's in the deep fryer when they have a heart attack, would probably, be like, hey, I could come over if the communication on the messaging is right. And it's not that it's bad to have said that. I think it's more accurate to say it's a little, it can be a little careless, and we need to make sure that our messaging is good.
This call has convinced me I'm literally going to vote in the primary for Jasmine Crockett, because the point that I made is so counter to even you actually addressing it. And the point I'm making is, you know what? The Democrats and the liberals and even the leftists here are so racist that she's still not going to win. And so I'm going to vote for her knowing she doesn't. And if there's a surprise and she gets the primary vote, I won't feel remotely bad. But you actually changed my primary vote to her.
I don't know that she wouldn't win, though. I mean, you guys, you had what was it? Senate
I think she has a decent chance against Tallarico. I don't think she has a great chance in the. Yeah. I don't think she has a great chance in the general election. I think she actually has a chance against Tallarico. I mean, let's be honest.
She could definitely win against Tallarico.
A lot of people need to understand, and people are going to disagree with me, but unfortunately, I have these calls every day, and I've talked to the people that voted. 9 times out of 10, when I talk to someone that didn't vote for Kamala Harris, it ends up being because she was black and a woman. It had nothing to do with policies because none of them knew what her policies were. It had nothing to do with anything. It always boiled down to black and women. Black women have an uphill fucking battle in this country. And part of the thing that people need to understand is when people have this negative opinion on Crockett, 9 times out of 10, they're having it with no information about her policies, about what she wants. Listen, if you're like, hey, I'm upset that she's corporate. She's a Democrat. They're all if you think Tallarico's not going to bend to corporations, I got a river in Egypt to sell you, right? So for me, if I'm looking at both of them, I'm gonna go, hey, they're both gonna get they're both for the Democratic ticket. It's not like this is not the same thing as when we had like Mamdani versus Cuomo, right? Where we have a very left-leaning Democrat against a very right-leaning Democrat, right? There's not that big a difference between Crockett and Tallarico's policy positions. So if that's the case, I'm going to go with the black woman because I feel like she is not going to have the same bias
I understand that.
Against the community as like a white man will.
Yeah.
I can understand that, yeah. But yeah, I hope I was clear in what I meant. I'm really glad to hear that she's for Medicare for all. Hey, if she can if she can help get us Medicare for all, then more power to her.
You understand a little bit though why it's a little frustrating that you didn't know that, like going into this.
I mean, to be fair, what I really wanted to talk about was how we send out our messages. The way that we
this is not going to go better for you, Alan. So far you've only made vibe arguments so far, and it sounds like you're saying actually what I wanted to talk about was vibes, And there's something about
sure,
me
but
that
the
likes
vibes
the
are
vibe
important.
more from Tallarico. I don't know what the vibe is that's different about Jasmine Crockett, but there's just something vibe based that's different. You understand that that's
vibes are
falling
how
into the
people vote.
category of, in the end, the problem with Kamala Harris was she was a black woman.
I see what you mean, but I don't think it's necessarily untrue that vibes are an important game that we have to play. And I think that we need to, on account of we are going to be responsible for getting the best options we can and moving forward from there. And that's not that she isn't. That is just that we have to have good messaging. And good messaging,
what about her messaging is bad?
Gets us more votes. No, not her messaging.
That's my whole thing.
Our message.
Well, my messaging will never be the Democrats' messaging, so it doesn't even matter, right? Like, my messaging is not the Democrats' messaging. The Democrats' messaging is, hey, let's keep everything essentially the same and move on. My message is, let's burn the system to the ground. So, that's going to be different either way.
Well, I do like the idea of that,
like,
for sure. I do sure like that idea.
It's just amazing to live in this, like, it's 2026. Donald Trump in 2016 on a debate stage talked about the size of his penis. Okay. In 2024, he pantomimed oral sex. They get a message however they want. But if that messaging on our side sounds a little too black and a little too black lady-like, maybe we should start thinking about our messaging.
I don't think that's what I'm saying. I mean, I literally just found out yesterday that the bad guys, the Illuminati, actually exist, and President George H.W. Bush ate a bait. So, you know, that you didn't. Okay, that's.
You were on that side?
What route did this just take, huh?
Wait. You believe the Illuminati exists, or you debated someone who did?
I didn't. I'm not sure anymore because of that. But what I'm saying is, our enemies are just cartoonishly evil. They hate life. They hate us. And I think that it is important for us to have strong messaging that isn't necessarily based in facts, but is more emotionally based, that can rally people to do the right thing. And I know that's going to be a controversial thing to say, because facts are really important and they deserve respect. But I don't want to die alone and poor.
But you think George Bush ate a baby? That's more
that was in the Epstein files, dude. That was alleged in one of the Epstein files that was released.
And you believe it's true, or
Friday.
you believe you should be skeptical of it?
I gotta be so for real.
I don't.
Ain't nothing convincing me that George Bush ate a baby. It just seems.
That's the thing. If it had been after any other political movement on the right, I probably wouldn't have. And
I'm trying to even find this.
Like, yeah, of course.
You believe George W. Bush? He bombed a lot of babies.
George H.W. Bush.
Okay, George H.W. Bush.
No.
He bombed a lot of babies.
Yeah, you're right about that.
He wasn't mad about dead babies, but you are open to the idea this man had some baby back ribs, but the other kind?
Listen, one of the Epstein victims was had that as part of their testimony in the Epstein files, and I think
of all the stuff I've read in the Epstein files, I have not read the page where it's a George H.W. Bush.
Yeah, I'm finding a conspiracy from 2005, and then the only thing that I'm finding recently
I know there was a thing that didn't Trump like throw a baby into a river. I know that's alleged in the files.
Yeah.
That's in Lake Michigan. In Lake Michigan. And you might search scimitar amputation, because that was in the same email that I read, where they apparently amputated one of their effectively prisoners' feet, and I don't believe they have respect enough for life to have not done it.
There's a difference between respecting life and eating a baby,
really,
though, homie. Like, that's two very different claims.
Hey,
okay, I found the
agree.
scimitar. Let me type Bush in this. I gotta type Bush in. This is just fucking wacky. Okay. I see.
Look, if I'm wrong, hey, then the baby eating cabal is really in charge. It just seems a little
I don't like that idea.
I don't see the eating thing at all. I see somebody, the email reads, "Thanks, I didn't realize Bush raped him too." Okay, and then someone wrote, "I'd like to add a few points disclosed by the purported victim. Unfortunately, I can't just copy and paste to find out who they're hiding. While on this yacht, we witnessed African-American males having sex with blonde females, all of whom were bleeding during intercourse." But guys, sorry, the stuff that we're going to read, anytime we're going to read some Epstein files, you're probably going to hear some fucked up shit. He was a victim of a type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut with a scimitar, but left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from the intestines. He was also raped by George Bush I. So it seems like I found the thing, but it doesn't actually say he ate. It says some people apparently ate shit right out of their intestines, and that George Bush... So it seems like a conspiracy theorist sent an email... No, hang on. This is... Somebody is emailing somebody, but we don't know who, forwarding what they say are the details of an FBI interview of an alleged Epstein victim. But we literally don't know. Let's see. Conducted an interview on a purported victim of Jeffrey Epstein as per referral by former FBI blank. And so somebody was referred to by an FBI agent and the journalist Michael Moore, but not the filmmaker. And this is a summary of what happened in the interview. It also claims in that same one that he was raped and sodomized by Clinton, President Clinton. Raped by Epstein and Clinton. I don't see anything you've seen about George W. Bush. You've left out details. The whole thing is a very big, I mean, don't get me wrong. There seems to have been some kind of pedophile cabal, but now we're getting into I'm going to withhold until we have evidence that there was ritualistic cutting open of people and eating the shit out of their intestines.
I appreciate that. Having someone else tell me that makes me feel a lot better, Jimmy.
I'm not gonna be
I guess what I'm telling you is don't turn off your skepticism because it's sensational. You know, like there's a lot of the Epstein files that we should be skeptical of, like that Ivanka and Trump auctioned off kids after Trump was, because these are reports of an interview with somebody. We don't know if it was a victim, somebody who claims to have, and that he was like fingering children and giving a rating, and then they would auction them off. Like, and that Ivanka was president, Trump Jr. was president, but not Eric for some reason, and Elon Musk was present, and like all of these things that there are reasons to doubt whether that specific thing happened, but then also reasons to wonder why those files need to be redacted after they've been released, taken back and redacted. Like there's a whole lot of shit where it's like nobody's saying eliminate the possibility that the craziest shit you can imagine has fucking happened, but also don't sit there and lose sleep over like really crazy stories that you should be maintaining your skepticism of.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, word.
Who
are the Michigan senators?
Oh no, I'm from Mississippi. You were right the first time.
Oh shit. Well, I don't know what happened. I saw MI somewhere. So you are from Mississippi. Who are the senators of Mississippi?
Yes. Let's see. What is the name of that guy? He showed up. I go to a Unitarian church. Name's on the tip of my tongue.
Just name the lady first, then.
That is. God. Okay, sorry.
Who's the governor?
Cindy Hyde-Smith and Roger Wicker. He called himself Roger. He comes into the Unitarian Church, calls himself Roger, and just plays on his phone the entire time. It's crazy. Anyway.
Okay. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you didn't Google. I don't know what they are for Mississippi, so I'm definitely Googling. But I like when people call in with really strong things to see if they have, if they're
our governor's Tate Reeves. He embezzled money from our Social Security to build a tennis court for Southern Miss for Brett Favre's daughter, which was fun.
Sounds like
and
Mississippi.
He still won by 51%.
Yeah, sounds like Mississippi. All right, well, we're going to let you go there.
All right, man. You have a good one. I appreciate you having me.
Sure. Bye. I'm a little upset over the fucking nasty ass shit I had to read because that shit's going to still stick in my head even if I don't believe it's likely true. But, you know, it is weird too because it then you like think about like, well, we know things this level of obscene were happening. This level of terrible and disgusting were happening. What do we think the limits are of what they would have done given the opportunity? And I gotta say, eating the shit out of intestines is probably not one of the ones that I think could be a natural continuation. All right. I'll talk less about the race stuff. Here you go. Oh, you left. Shit. All right. Well, Bill in Maine, you are on the line with Jimmy and soon to be Jovan. It looks like here you would like to be referred to as a he, him. How old are you, Bill?
Jimmy Jovan, hello. I'm 37.
Great. In the last 3 elections with Trump, who'd you vote for?
Hillary, Trump.
Trump. Okay. Just getting kind of an idea of where you're lining up these days. Because here it says you're right leaning. It is a little hard to conceive of a person who's right leaning not picking Biden over Trump, but as in you're a moderate and right leaning. I mean, Biden's pretty right leaning, but we can get into that later if you want. Well, Jovan's still not back. I definitely want your main point to be heard by him. So I guess in the meantime, why after his handling of COVID and his rushing the date for the Afghanistan withdrawal, did you pick Biden or Trump over Biden in 2020?
Oh, that was a simple one for us over here. It was COVID was a nightmare here. No
right.
Jobs, no work. Everything was shut down.
Wait, so it was simple that Trump made COVID a nightmare, so you voted for him again?
No, I'm saying that time was just a bad time for everybody, no matter who was in office, essentially.
Oh, sure, no matter who was in office, but Trump notably was taking credit for Operation Warp Speed, but didn't have a distribution plan. He wanted to tell everybody how we're going to get a better healthcare system in place. But even when faced with the fact that he lost his healthcare vote because he didn't have a replacement plan, they still didn't release a replacement plan. Right? You know, he was the king of the shutdowns. The whole thing. He made sure he himself got a vaccine before everybody else. And again, did not have a plan to distribute it to other people. Sorry, what?
I didn't get a vaccine. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Why thank goodness?
Oh, I know lots of people who got very sick after that.
And how did you prove that the sickness they got was connected to their vaccine?
a lot of us, thank goodness, that didn't get sick.
Right, but also if there was no vaccine that existed and we only had, let's say, let's not even go with vaccines. Let's go with some amount of the population in a month eats more than 5 chocolate chip cookies. And so if I look and I go, hey, a lot of the people who ate 5 chocolate chip cookies got sick, and a lot of the people who didn't get sick, but I also have an incomplete data set. So I'm mostly noticing extra hard when it's the one and not when it's the other. How do I know whether or not the chocolate chip cookies are related, or if the way I am gathering that information, I'm suffering from something like confirmation bias? Because, Bill, you are currently, the data is against you in regards to whether or not outcomes for the vaccinated have been better or worse than the unvaccinated.
I'm just talking from a very personal experience within my own circle, where I think your example was more macro level, people you necessarily didn't know. So I'm talking about people that I knew on a personal.
Right, and I already
why did
addressed
Trump
that.
put out a dangerous vaccine?
Oh, sorry. What was that?
Why did Trump put out a dangerous vaccine?
Why did Trump put it? I didn't take a vaccine. I don't know if you got that. I didn't.
No, you're saying the vaccine was bad and it was dangerous and it got people sick. So why did Donald Trump put out a dangerous vaccine?
I don't know. I don't know why.
Why did you vote? Why did you vote for a man who put out a vaccine? Why did you vote for a man who put out a vaccine that was causing people to get sick?
Well, I don't make my presidential decisions off of potential vaccines that potentially got people sick.
Really? Because when Jimmy asked you why you voted for, whoa, hold on. When Jimmy asked you why you voted for Trump, you said because of COVID. Hold on, Bill. When Jimmy asked why you voted for Trump, you said because of the handling of COVID. He asked, what about the handling of COVID you didn't like? And you mentioned the vaccines.
No, I didn't say that. That's where you're wrong.
Am I crazy? Is that not what he said?
You did. I asked why you picked Trump over Biden, and you said, well, that's very easy because here COVID was a nightmare. But Trump was the president of COVID, and Trump was what made it a nightmare, including the fact that he had no distribution plan in place that would have saved the lives of hundreds of thousands of people and the qualities of lives of many more people. The people you're ignoring, Bill, because you don't even realize some of the friends that you have that you're saying are fine and weren't, they actually have symptoms of long COVID. And you just don't know. And they probably don't know because they're in denial about it. But literally all the data we have shows that your anecdotal evidence, it only is present because of your confirmation bias. It isn't actually going, if we came and actually investigated these groups of people that you're saying prove this point, we would not find that your recounting of what is happening to them is accurate.
Well, this is easy. If it wasn't because of COVID, wait, no, Bill, this is super easy. If COVID had nothing to do with it, then why did you vote for Donald Trump over Biden?
Well, I voted for Trump twice. Hillary I voted for, and then I voted for Trump.
Yes, that means you voted for him over Biden and over Kamala. So if it had nothing to do with COVID, like you just said, it had nothing to do with COVID, so then what was the reason why you voted for them? Why'd you vote for Donald Trump?
So again, I didn't call to talk about why I voted for Trump. I don't even know how we got onto this, to be honest. I wasn't necessarily ready to talk about why I voted for Trump.
Are you asking us to move on because you don't have a good answer for it? We'll move on if you like, as long as you admit you don't have a good answer to that question.
You asked. You asked. So I'll tell you. At the time, I have a young son who at the time was in middle school, and there was a lot of things going on in the school system, particularly in New Hampshire and Maine, that it wasn't going well. And I mean that from
what are those things? What specific things are you talking about?
Yeah, I can tell you specifically what kind of put me right over the edge if you want, if you got a minute.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell us how you didn't like trans people existing in school.
No, it's not the idea of trans people.
Okay.
It was, but it did happen to be on June 1st. I won't forget it. June 1st, first day of Pride
Hashtag
Month,
never forget.
Fantastic. Yeah, oh, it was scarring. It was scarring. But yeah, you pull up to the middle school line, and I'm dropping the sixth grade boy off who don't know his fucking ear hole from his butthole half the time, and we're getting out.
Sounds like their parents failed at sexual education then, but go on.
Oh, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. So we drop him off, and I'm not kidding you. There was a line of people, and every other car for 10 cars got out, and there was a trans flag or a pride flag wrapped around these little kids.
On
like
June 1st? Why?
Because they were here. They were heroes.
Yeah.
Doing something crazy on.
What month?
I didn't understand
Bill,
it at the time.
Bill, what month is June? Bill, what month is June?
What month is June?
Yeah. Why on June 1st of all days would you see a big representation of gay flags, trans flags? Why do you think that would be?
I already told you that. I already told you why that is. And that's
what was it?
I don't mind that part at all.
Okay.
I don't mind that part at all.
So you don't mind? Wait. So you know that it was the first day of Queer Pride, right? Like that is the month for queers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were very scarred because you came up there
of Black History Month.
And you got very scarred because when you drove up there and there was a bunch of queer flags all over the place and you didn't know what to do with yourself, right? Or was there something more?
Are you making fun of the way I talk, man?
What are you talking about?
That's not,
buddy. I'm from Long Island.
Nice.
This is the way I talk. I'm from Long Island. What's wrong with you?
Nice.
It ain't anything. I know. Well, I am. It is what it is.
No, I'm from Maine.
Talk about your scars.
No, I told you about the scarring day of June 1st.
Yeah. Right. When you saw the flags, what was so scarring about that?
I just explained it to you.
Seeing the flags were scarring?
It was a very confusing moment for an adolescent boy who didn't know what was going on, and I had to explain to him what was going on. And it was...
All right, Bill, I'm going to show you how to do it. Jovan, I apologize, but would you mind pretending to be my son for this sketch?
Okay, let me get into character. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Hi, son.
Good content. Good content.
These flags are because queer people exist, and there's a month where they celebrate, and so that's the explanation. You're at public school. You've definitely heard of gay and trans people, and this is the month where they go. We've gone through a lot to try and get rights. We're not still all the way there, but now we at least have the right to celebrate in a month. So it's Pride Month. Are you okay? Do you need to go to the hospital, son?
I'm pretty good, thank you, Papa.
Okay,
Can I be let out of the closet now, Dad?
Papa sends me.
Follow-up question from the 10-year-old. How come it's the only thing that they can wear flags and capes to on the first of the month? And do they get to do this all month? That was literally the.
And was he crying? Was that with a tear in his eye? And he was stuffing his American flag back into his backpack, knowing that there's no way he can put that one on.
Not at all. No, just pure confusion. Pure confusion.
Bill, this is a not. Come on, man. This is such a non-issue.
Yeah, this is not what you saw. You did not see that, Bill. Get out of here, Bill. You did not see that.
No. Let him see it because it just.
I don't know.
Your issue was Bill. Your issue was you didn't want to have to explain something to your child. It had nothing to do with the people who were. Exactly. So that's the issue. The issue is not that there was that Pride Month exists or these people were wearing anything. It's that you didn't want to have to explain something to your kid.
I just think most of the story didn't even happen. I don't think that's what you saw. You did not see most of those things. I honestly so much think that your nickname for me is going to be Not See Bill.
That's crazy talk. That's exactly what I saw.
Yeah, all right. That's what you saw.
That's crazy talk, Jimmy.
They were up there and they were saying, and don't you forget, if you're not queer, you're not coming into this school.
No
and then, by the way, what would have been so hard about that question? How come this is the wait?
Make yours sound better.
Bill, so your 10-year-old asked, why is this?
You can't exaggerate my words to make your words sound better. That's
Bill,
not how this is supposed to go.
Bill. So So your 10-year-old asked, "Hey, Papa, why?" I've made him Italian.
No.
Why this is the only month that we can have the flags?
How come they get?
Why?
Do they
Why
get
are
a
the
whole month
flags?
to do it, and why? Why did they get a whole month? And if they do,
So you couldn't
why
explain
do
to him. So you couldn't explain to him, hey, so a couple years ago in our country's history, gay people were really oppressed. So now they have a month that they kind of use to celebrate.
Really oppressed.
Yeah.
Were you alive in the 90s?
Bro,
Were you
I was
alive in the
there.
early 2000s?
Bro, I'm a queer, and I literally campaigned for Prop 8, bro. Like, they tricked us. They tricked us queers into working against our own rights. Like, Bill, yeah. And that was 2008. That wasn't that long ago. Yeah. Yeah. You thinking about gay sex? Is that why you made that sound right now?
I just don't agree with that. Oppressed
Sure, you're a
20
silly
years
boy,
ago,
Bill.
I was alive. I was here.
Are you gay? Bill, you gay?
Bill, when did gay people get the right to Bill? When did gay Bill? No, Bill, stop. Bill, when did gay people get the right to get married?
What does this have to do with what we're talking about?
What does this have to do with gay people? What does this have to do with gay people being oppressed, Bill?
Something different.
Bill thinks that we started to lose.
Bill, are you in the midst? Bill, are you in the midst of a psychosis right now? Are you off your meds?
No.
How old's your 10-year-old now?
Now he's trans. You didn't know that, Jimmy? This turned his 10-year-old trans.
How old's your 10-year-old now?
Private school now.
Yeah. Oh, then he's super gay. How old is he now?
He'll be 17 this summer.
All right, cool. It's about a year and a summer away, and then you have him call, and I'll answer to him all the questions that you are failing as a parent to answer. You know, once he's 18, I'll explain to him. Apparently, it sounds like he's going to need a basic talk because he doesn't know the difference between his ear and his butthole. So we'll start there. Well, it'll be very educational.
That was when he was 10.
Yeah.
10, and that was a joke.
You had the butthole ear talk finally?
So literal all the time.
How deep in your ear is your prostate? Are you getting yelled at? Who's yelling at you, Bill? I'll debate them directly. They don't have to yell through the phone.
I'm watching I got HBO series on the back. So
you watching a little bit of Law and Order? I love that SVU.
No, I was watching that 7 Night of the Kingdoms joint. It's not bad.
Has your son ever watched The Sopranos?
No. A couple.
No, why not?
Here and there.
Would you ever let him watch the episode where that one dude was given a blowjob in the front seat of a car?
Yes, of course. I'm the type of parent. I'll let you know, guys. We just took a trip to Montreal this summer, and part of my stay was making sure
Montreal.
my kids went.
So you are gay.
Yeah, we went to the gay village, and they got to experience what that was about. And we got back on the train and got the fuck out of there. But I'm very open to a lot of different things and expose.
How fast did you get out of there? Like how quickly?
No, we were there for a little bit. Actually, you know, I was there and we had lunch. Do you need
any therapy to recover from all of the like Lady Gaga songs you heard? I know we can help you find a therapist to get over all the flags you saw on June 1st.
Here's my thing about that place. I'd say during the day,
tell me
it's beautiful. It's very, very historic, very artsy. But at nighttime, it gets very, very scary.
Gay. Ugh. What are you worried is going to happen to you at nighttime in Montreal?
There's a lot of aggressive drug addict men there, and you can you can do the math, whatever.
What are they doing?
Very scary.
What are they doing? Those aggressive drug addict men in the night times of Montreal.
It's getting weird, bub. I'll tell you that. It's getting weird.
Well, how's it getting weird? I want to know the specifics. I just read about the Epstein files about fucking presidents eating poo-poo.
You know exactly how it is.
No, I don't. I want to hear it out of your mouth.
Well,
tell me out of your mouth what maybe you're trying to hide what it went into your mouth. I don't know, but tell me out of your own mouth.
Oh, no. It was a family trip. I told you that. It was a family trip.
Okay, so what are the weird things happening after dark?
Have you ever been to the gay village in Montreal, friend?
No, that's why I'm asking. I would need to know if I want to book a flight.
Why did you go to the gay village in Montreal? I'm just so confused.
It's beautiful. It's historic. Beautiful area.
Historic?
Great
What's
food.
historic about it?
It's a part of the old Catholic side of the city. So there's a bunch of churches, actually.
So the gay community took over the Catholic community?
Part of it,
Hey,
yes, they did.
They traded a love for boys for a love for men?
I guess so. Like I said, during the day it's great. At nighttime, you won't find me and my family there.
Hey, Bill, I just heard a sound. You know those sounds that you hear where you're like, oh, I know what that sound is. I just can't place it. Can you tell me what this sound is? What is that sound? You heard it, right, Bill? You need it again?
Well, I know what it is, actually.
Yeah, I know. You do? What is it?
Skype, right?
That's the sound you make when you lose the debate because you're queer.
Is that the sound, Bill?
What does Jimmy being queer have to do with him losing the debate?
What's a queer? Oh, he hung up. I lost the debate because I'm queer. That's got to be a fallacy of its own, right? It's an ad hominem fallacy. But I want
queer is so funny.
I want my own fallacy. I know that's just an ad hominem fallacy, but I want like a proper one, like
I didn't get
argument
to ask
from
him
Gaga.
why white privilege doesn't exist in his all-white neighborhood.
Oh, we didn't even get there. He was going to tell us that there was no such thing as white privilege. Call back. Call back, Gay Bill.
Gay Bill is going to be my new nickname. Just reminds me of that New Girl bit where he's like, well, my friends call me Gay Nick.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Let's see. You pick. I gotta pee like a horse. I'm gonna be in my my Northeast accent for the rest of the show too. And this is like light. When I'm talking to family,
that definitely won't get old at all. That will never get old.
I have that issue. I talk to my British family, and I get a wee British. I get a wee. It all happens. It's a whole thing. All right. Perhaps I could just do Melania for you for the rest. And why do you even care? I don't care. Do you? Okay, I'll be back. I gotta pee.
All right. Coming up next, we have Lucian. Lucian, welcome to the line with Jovan and soon to be Jimmy. Lucian, how are you and how old are you?
I am 18 and I'm doing good. Today's good.
Okay, 18. And as a young 18-year-old, you believe all abortion should be abolished. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that women shouldn't get special murder rights just because they're pregnant.
Okay, I'm just, you believe abortions in all circumstances should be abolished, correct? No exceptions?
Well, except for the exception of the life of the mother, but.
Okay, why should women not be allowed to have an abortion?
Because when an embryo is produced, it is a new living organism, and it is capable of achieving human life. And if I asked you when you were an embryo, if you were able to be intelligible, would you want to live? 99% of people would say yes.
I don't really care if people would want to live when they were embryos. That doesn't tell me why someone should not be allowed to have an abortion.
Yeah.
What's the actual justification for why abortion should be banned?
Well, can you tell me when life starts?
Conception. Yeah, sure, cool. What's the justification for why someone shouldn't have an abortion? I would like an answer to that question, please.
It kills an innocent human life.
Okay, so killing human life is always wrong? 100% of the time?
Killing human lives are always wrong.
Is it always wrong?
Let me think. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, so pulling the plug on somebody who's brain dead, that would be wrong to do?
Yeah, I would agree.
Why?
Because it's killing an innocent human life.
Okay, great. I love a repeat of the premise. I know what the premise is. I want to know the justification for why it's wrong to kill human life. Just repeating the premise doesn't do anything for me.
Well, that comes from my epistemology. I don't know if you know big words like that.
I don't.
That's because I'm
great.
a
You're
Christian.
avoiding answer. Oh, okay. There it is. It's because you're a Christian, so you believe that taking human life is wrong. What about when God does it? Is it wrong then?
Well, I'm not in the mood to talk about theology.
Well, unfortunately,
right now,
you're going to have to. Hold on, Lucian.
Sure.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to if your grounds for abortion is only led in your grounds for your religious beliefs. Unless you can provide me a non-secular reason.
Okay,
for
I can do
why.
that.
I'm sorry, a secular, non-secular. I get that mixed up all the time. So if you can provide me a secular reason for why killing people is wrong, then we can do that. But if your reason is because God tells me it's wrong, then we actually have to talk about religion.
So do you have agency?
Do I don't want to do a dialogue tree. I just want you to provide your argument. So can you provide your argument, premise one? Can you do a syllogism for your argument, please?
Yeah,
I'll write it down.
Sure. I'm not great at syllogisms. I'm not a fan of Aristotle. But since we are all agents, moral agents, meaning every action we do means that, and we have the freedom to kill ourselves at all time. It means that we think that life is valuable, whether we like it or not. So therefore, life is valuable since we let ourselves live.
Okay, so you've agreed with me that there are instances where we can kill people, though, right?
Yeah,
so this
I would
wouldn't
say there are some instances where killing people is right.
Okay, so this wouldn't track.
Or yeah,
you're again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I would say yes, it's okay to pulling the plug, and I'm sorry.
Also, Lucian seems to not be aware that the basis of his secular argument takes you out of humanity. He just said that we're agents with life who agree that it's valuable since we could always kill ourselves. There are many animals that can and do commit suicide, in fact, but anything that's alive would feel that way. And yet, the dog I loved more than every human except my current partner, I put down when she was sick.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you. I want to point out, Lucian, I'm glad that you conceded that it is okay to
can I say something really quick?
As soon as I'm finished, yes. I just want to say I'm glad that you were able to concede on the fact that it is okay to pull the plug on somebody who's brain dead. My question to you now would be, why is that okay?
Why is it okay?
Yep.
That's honestly a hard question. Why is it? I haven't thought about it, to be honest. Why is it wrong? Because I know what you're going to do. You're going to use that argument to justify abortion. So,
well, I will use the argument to deconstruct your logic. Whether that logic proves to justify abortion will be a whole different conversation altogether. But I'm just wondering, like you've agreed it's okay to pull the plug on a brain dead person. Why? Why is that taking of a life okay versus another taking of a life?
Because there's, and are we talking about a vegetative state where the being has no chance of life?
Total brain death, yes.
Okay. Well, then, someone in a vegetative state, they don't have the possibility of life.
Okay.
So it would be
life is not. I understand what you're saying. Don't worry. I've had this conversation many times. We can avoid the fat of the conversation. I promise. So it's not actually life that's important. It's just whether you have the potential for a specific kind of life, right? Because brain dead people their bodies are still living, so that is still a human life. But you're saying there's something missing here. What is the piece that's missing?
What do you mean?
Well, a brain dead person is a living human body, right? But you're saying that because they're brain dead, they don't meet your qualifications for a life because they don't have the potential for what?
Dead, there's certain things, right? I mean, that one's just a hard question in general. I mean, I'm kind of flipping back and forth because I just haven't thought about it. You get what I mean? I haven't thought about it, so I'm sorry if I flip flop like I'm a pancake.
I will say if you want to have an abortion debate on the internet in the year of our Lord 2026, you have to know the answer to these questions because they're just pretty basic pro-life position pushers. Sure. So this is kind of something that you should have a position on. So I will answer the question, and I'll see. No, don't worry. I got it. I got you. So the reason why pulling the plug on somebody who's brain dead is justified in almost 100% of cases is because that person has no sentience. They have no personhood. The person is gone. They are just a body, right? So because they have no personhood and because they are currently not experiencing anything, we say it is justified to kill that body because there's no harm being done. You can't harm, something can't experience harm if that thing can't experience, right?
Well, so what I would say is if someone's brain dead, they're already dead. They're not alive.
Their body is not
being.
dead, correct?
Yeah, I think that's how I would answer the question. I'm sorry, I'm kind of trying to walk through this.
Wait, So let me explain to you. Somebody who's brain dead, their cells can still be in states of division. Their lungs can still be breathing. Their heart can still be beating. They can still digest. They still run through the process of metabolism. Their fingernails grow, their hair grows, if they're kept on life support, obviously. But we wouldn't say that a sentient person on life support should be killed because they're on life support. But they still go through all these processes of life. The thing that's missing would be the sentient experience. So that sentient experience is what's important, because a sentient experience allows people to be people and experience harm. Without sentience, you can't experience harm. So it's not harmful. There's no moral negative to killing a creature that experiences nothing, right?
Yeah, part of it. I mean, part of the reason why it's hard for me to have this particular argument is because I'm not used to doing secularist arguments, so it's a little bit harder.
Well, you're the one who didn't want to. I'm more than willing to tackle this from a non-secular standpoint. I'm more than willing to tackle this from the position of God. You didn't want to do that, so you have to do it this way. If you'd like to go back,
First, okay. Can I ask you, are you an atheist or an agnostic?
I'm 100% an atheist.
100%. So how do you? Can we just switch the topic? I guess a little bit. That's fine.
If you'd like to debate the existence of God, that's totally. We could totally move. We could totally talk about atheism. Yeah. I'm sure Jimmy would also enjoy that conversation.
Though I don't know if I know big words like epistemology.
Yeah, that's just the study of how we derive things.
I know what epistemology is. I was pointing out that you were a dick earlier, and yet we're still giving you the grace of letting you say your shit.
Excuse me for being
Jimmy, you're a lot quieter than him for me, by the way.
I don't know why. Hello? I don't know.
Hello.
We can totally switch to a religious debate, because here's the thing. Your whole reason for abortion hinges on your God being true and your belief in his position being true. So I'm totally fine with tackling that.
Yeah, it does hinge on that.
Great.
It does indeed hinge on that. If you disprove my God, I would become a Democrat. I mean.
Easy. I can disprove God in one sentence. I can tell, by the way, Jimmy, I can tell when you start to get into the conversation because you leave the game.
Yeah. Well, I was at that time I did because I was losing frame rate. But actually, I do want to point out that you just said something entirely fallacious. Your God is, and Jovan has a good thing for engaging the question and everything. However, gods are unfalsifiable. They literally have a magic exception to everything. So it shouldn't be a matter of, can anyone disprove your God? It's, is there adequate proof that you and anybody else should be believing in your God? You just tried to shift the burden of the proof so hard. Yeah, I'm willing to take on certain burdens of proof that the most reasonable conclusion when engaging with gods is that actually gods do not exist. And I'm fine taking on that. However, it's rarely that useful of a conversation to have with anyone who still believes in something like the Christian God. It's usually more for like the people who are deist, or they believe in a concept of God but not God itself, to then talk about where the concepts of gods come from and whether or not they match the same type of criteria as things like wizards and other things that we are comfortable saying do not exist. And
You're
they
a
do.
Wizard.
So, but you sitting there and going, if you can disprove my God, of course, nobody can disprove magic. However, we can show that the most consistent minds that do adhere to logic, reason, and skepticism, certainly do not come to the conclusion that a God exists. And even if I think there are deists who are otherwise reasonable and logical, there is no logical or reasonable backing to accept that the Christian God exists. The Christian God is entirely self-contradictory. Even if we come out of the historical problems with Christianity, the all-knowing, all-good, all the omnis are just contradictory to itself bullshit. So would you like to prove your God exists and that there is a good reason why anyone should accept your claim as true? Or is it only if you can't disprove supernatural magic, unfalsifiable claims, then I'm justified?
Okay, so I actually have a sticky note right here.
Great.
And this is, this is a very simplified version of the moral argument of why atheism fails. First, you either have to have a flexible morality or a subjective morality, basically meaning that any good action can become bad, meaning that there is a justifiable way that rape can become a good action.
Kind of like when God decides, hang on, Bill, what was this kid's name? Lucian, kind of like the way God sometimes endorses rapes and then otherwise doesn't. So when God thinks they're good... yes, he does. Excuse me. Yes, he does. You haven't read your Bible. And if you don't, you don't want to go down this line. You're going to get fucking wrecked on what's actually in the Bible. But here's the deal, Lucian. You're saying either they're selective. First of all, the word is subjective, not selective. They're either subjective or objective. They are always subjective. Even if God exists, it's still subjective because it would be subjective to his will. So morality, period, is subjective. The fact that you can change, you can choose it, your understanding of it, of that morality, even God's morality, the fact that yours evolves means that you will never have, even if you believe God's is objective, you'll never have God's objective morality. You'll only have the subjective interpretation of his morality. So even if you believe it exists, objective morality would be outside of your grasp, as shown by the fact that there are so many interpretations. There's actually no angle by which you can say it's either subjective or objective and then go and atheism fails because it's subjective. Atheism isn't a moral system, first of all. Secular humanism is. But there's literally, it is subjective no matter which direction you take it. So if everything is subjective, then it becomes about, with appealing to objective factors, which one is the most defensible? And so while you can say secular humanism is subjective, as is your Christian morality, sure. Now, which one can we defend is actually the most beneficial and actually meets the definition of what morality is and what the spirit of that conversation is most effectively? And so far, Christianity has brought us great hits like slavery, sexual slavery, genocides, murders, whereas secular humanism does no such thing. Yes, you may.
So the statement that morality is subjective, is that not a universal statement, which is an objective statement? That any universal moral statement is an objective statement?
I play Pot of Greed. You're muted. You're doing the dumb thing where you're now trying to get into, basically you want to be a combination of Philbro sophisticated and sophistrated. You want to go with sophistry and sophistication at the same point and see whether or not I know the card to play back against your, isn't that yes, it is an objective statement that all morality is subjective.
Before we move on, Lucian, can you do me a favor? When we say objective and subjective morality, can you just define that term for me? Sure. So that I know that you and me, Lucian, are talking about the same thing, because I don't think we are.
Damn, just trying to cut me out.
So when I use objective, I mean universal, and subjective as non-universal.
So that's not what that's not what really how we define those in philosophy. Yeah, objective morality would mean the morality is mind independent. It does not need a mind to exist. Subjective morality would be mind dependent. It requires a mind. Under the Christian worldview, morality is subjective because it requires a mind, and that mind and subject is God.
Okay, well, do you believe in, can I switch the language then? Do you believe in a universal morality?
No.
One that, do you believe that your morality defined by God is universal, meaning it never changes, it's always consistent?
Yeah, I believe that God's morality never changes, but his application of it does.
So that's not true. Why, if God's morality never changes, why has God allowed morally permissible things? Why has God granted things that are immoral moral permissibility? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Because he gave us free will.
No. I'm not talking about free will, right? Because God all the time says, hey, don't do these things. Okay? But you're telling me that God is now saying, hey, you can't do these things, right? Like, these are things that you cannot do, or these are things that you can do. So if God is, we'll start the conversation. We'll just try to figure out if God's morality is never changing. You would agree. By the way,
with go down this. I just want to interject how stupid the place we are is, because he's supposed to be proving his God exists. Yeah. Now we're talking about competing moralities. The reason why your objective morality doesn't exist is your God doesn't exist. And you have yet to prove that God exists. And your proof that God exists can't be because objective morality exists, because we don't agree that objective morality exists, or that it's even possible that objective morality exists.
Did you answer? Can I take a quick little second to just say I'm sorry if I was mean or anything like that? I just want to apologize. And
I don't care. Go on.
I appreciate you. Okay, I'm sorry. I was just trying to be in good faith.
Great.
So you want me to? So I was gonna say that all of the atheist moral systems are not. They do not follow.
Whether or not,
I mean, I'm guessing
even if it was true that all atheist moral systems inadequately take care of humanity, or whatever it is you are saying they don't do, it wouldn't make God exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because my belief is that theism is the only valid source of morality.
And I disagree.
So all other,
but that doesn't, again, this isn't about whether God exists or not. This is about whether or not you think the moral system of Christianity, whether he exists or not, is superior to secular humanism, despite the fact that the history of humankind is Christians trying to catch up to more secular humanist values. When they went from pro-slavery to anti-slavery, they were becoming more like secular humanists. And by the way, not all of them have become anti-slavery yet. So again, none of this is, does God exist? This is you saying, at best, I think we should pretend God exists, even if he doesn't, because I think the moral system that anchors to God is superior. But it doesn't actually prove anything about God existing.
Well, so if I prove that theism was the only way you could derive morals, wouldn't that prove theism?
No. It literally wouldn't.
It's
all
also
you would prove is that somehow this thing that we're calling morals apparently doesn't exist, and yet you wouldn't be able to do that either.
It's also just it's an impossible claim to make. Like, how did humans have morals before Christianity? Like, what? Like, Christianity wasn't the start of a moral code.
You literally see animals with basic moral codes. They're not talking about Bibles.
No. That's a misconception. You're applying your belief that the Earth is 7 billion years old to my belief. Well, I only believe the Earth is 7 years old.
I'm sorry. Stop.
Wait.
Did people exist prior to Christianity existing? Yes or no?
Prior to the Old Testament, no.
He just said he believes the Earth is 7,000 years old. You didn't hear him?
I know what he did, but
okay,
Jesus Christ,
Lucian. Objectively, by any definition of objective you want, we can prove the Earth is over 7,000 years old and that the universe is older than 7,000 years old. Your inability to grasp those concepts, even as you started this intellectually condescending with whether or not Jovan knows the word epistemology, does not limit us in any way. So if you really want to anchor that your worldview is true, and part of that anchor, important to that anchor, is that the Earth is not more than 7,000 years old, then you have lost the mind of anybody whose mind is capable of grasping the tremendous evidence that it is over 7,000 years old. And not only that, that Adam and Eve are an impossibility to have actually existed, to the point that you are even alone in the Christian camp, that the Catholic Church has had to accept that Adam and Eve are a story, and that Homo sapiens became the dominant human species 100,000 years ago and emerged from Homo erectus a little bit further back than that. Like, that is what you have to contend with. And now we're not having a conversation about does magic exist or not. We're having a conversation about the things that obviously exist and are true. You, Lucian, how old did Lucian say he was?
18.
I'm 18.
You, Lucian, the 18-year-old, deny basic facts of reality on the basis that you start with. And it is revealing of that, Lucian. It is revealing that you start with what you believe is true, and then you only let things fit into that. There aren't people who go out searching using scientific methods, free of Christian or religious bias, who go, oh shit, the world's 7,000 years old. We had a global flood 4,000 years ago. Everybody came from two people. Okay, I need to go find the system that addresses that. Oh shit, scientists are lying and saying that's not that, but Christians, it never happens then in that order. It is always, you are beginning with, you have a bad religious belief, but you don't know it's bad. A religious belief, that has to be true. So I will now only embrace, and of course, the only thing I can use to defend it are word games that I don't fully understand what they mean. Lucian, this is a pathetic defense of your God. I cannot take a person seriously who's telling me that my morality can't exist, who does not believe the demonstrable fact that light existed more than 7,000 years ago.
It is a
Buddy
fact.
boy, you can go look at stars, you can go look at light, you can use a telescope, they're time machines, and see light from more than 7,000 years ago.
Do you have a photo of Jesus Christ?
Yeah. We have
Lucian,
evidence.
Lucian, yes.
No. Do you have
by
a
the way,
photo?
I do have photos of light that existed more than 7,000 years ago. And I'm not even joking. In fact, you can go capture one tonight because you can literally point a telescope more than 7,000 light years away and see the stars. So in a weird way, I literally do have photos. I want to know
if he has a photo of Jesus.
Right. Do you have a photo? Okay, Ken Ham. Is that your fucking hero, is Ken Ham? Jesus Christ.
No, I don't know who that is, I'm going to be honest.
Okay, well, he's the director behind the Answers in Genesis website you're spending all of your time on, and he's very famous with the. But were you there? Were you there, Bill? Were you there?
That's funny. You're a fun guy, man. I appreciate you.
And you are a funny
honestly,
thinker. I wish you were funny. I wish this was a joke.
I 6 months ago, I actually was a Democrat. I told my mom to vote Kamala.
That's gross.
And then she did.
Democrats are terrible, and you should have learned how to pronounce her name when you did it.
Okay. What do you mean?
How do you pronounce her name?
Terrible.
I'm not a Democrat. They're fucking terrible.
Are you? What are you? Who's your favorite politician?
I don't have heroes like that, but there are people who I fuck with. I fuck with Mom Donnie.
I mean, I like Mom Donnie everything except his abortion stuff. I mean, like if I lived in New York, I would have voted Mom Donnie.
Yeah, I want to because he was able to slide past this real quick. I want to get back to the fact that his God has massively terrible morality, and I want to see how he justifies that.
Okay.
So Lucian, do you believe, objectively speaking, that killing baby boys, like if there was a 3-month-old boy, that killing them would be objectively wrong?
A 3-month-old boy, killing them would be objectively wrong.
Yep.
There's circumstances like, okay, for example, if someone said, if you don't kill this 3-year-old boy, then these other 20 people would die, then it would not be objectively wrong.
My dude just raped the trolley problem.
Ain't no way. Okay, we'll ask another question. Do you believe selling young girls into sex slavery is objectively wrong?
I mean, if I sell a woman into sex slavery, but if I'm sorry for laughing, but
it's okay. We all
if
knew
I
you're a bad
don't,
person.
so then But if I don't do so, then 100 people would die. Then it wouldn't be objectively wrong.
It's not objectively wrong to sell someone into sex slavery.
If there's worse circumstances that happen if I don't do that.
What if it was 100 Nazis who die?
What?
You said if it's 100 people, does it matter what kind of people? Like if they were Nazis?
I mean, Nazis were made in the image of God. I mean, everyone has human life.
If selling a woman into sexual slavery, if not selling her will result in the deaths of 100 Auschwitz officers, it would be wrong to sell her into slavery, to not sell her into slavery because those 100 people would die?
You don't believe that you're an equal moral value to someone with worse opinions than you?
Lucian, I just want to confirm. You said that there was objective morality, but everything I ask you is whether it's objectively wrong. You say no.
And you're coming up with
is there not objective morality?
Like, how would you even know if not doing it would be the extreme? But here's what I love about it. We have to keep changing dependent on like what the value cost is of these people versus these people, that you have to interpret it based on the situation, almost like it's, what's that word? Subjective?
Lucian, let's say you're walking down the street and you reach an alley, and in that alleyway there is a woman who is currently being raped, and you can stop that rape from happening. Would it be good for you to stop that rape from happening? Would that be a good thing? Would that be morally good?
Yes, since I don't have foreknowledge of the events if I don't do that.
Okay, great. So it is objectively good for you to stop that rape because you don't have foreknowledge. So when God does not stop this rape,
Luthien, check
when God does not stop this rape, is that a good? God is doing an objectively bad thing, or because he has foreknowledge that rape is apparently going to lead to something good? What good can come from a rape?
Then the survival of the human race and moral agents can exist.
How does someone being raped keep the human race alive?
I don't know. God is all knowing.
Please don't do a cop out right now. That's so boring.
I just trust that
that's
God.
So boring.
How?
No. That's a very big cop out.
That's not a cop out.
That's a huge cop out. How does stopping a rape mean the human race will not exist anymore?
Because there's. Okay, you want me to think of a technical universe where this happens? Okay. So
you're saying that the reason why God doesn't stop rape is because if he does, it'll stop the human race from existing. That's what you're telling me?
And do remember that God, who not only doesn't stop rape, commanded rapes, and then said, if you don't like her after you rape her, you can send her away. So it seemed to not be important about killing people.
What passage are you talking about?
I'm devastated you don't know the Bible.
Hold on. We'll get there in a second, because right now you just want to move on and stop this conversation. We're not letting that happen. You told me it would be morally good for someone to stop a rape, but it's not morally bad when God does it because he has foreknowledge. Now, why would his foreknowledge change whether or not that stopping that rape is morally good?
Because he would know the dependencies and the morally good outcome for stopping that rape.
Name me a morally good outcome that can come from someone being raped.
Okay.
I don't think you realize Lucian's doing the unfalsifiable thing, where he's saying any of these things, God didn't lay out what actually happened, and he hasn't even laid out that's what he's preserving. He just trusts. He's making up. He's adding to the Bible, as the Bible suggests not to. He's making up his own theology that when God said, rape those people, kill those people, God knew what would happen if they didn't. So if God commanded it, that's what he was preserving. It's the unfalsifiable thing. Hey, Lucian. Yes, I understand your unfalsifiable belief, and no one should hold an unfalsifiable belief, Lucian. You understand like that's a victory? I was literally laying out why it's unfalsifiable, that it's not a belief worth having. So if you're saying, I get it, I get that you are failing as a thinker. By the way, I'm curious, was it moral? Was it moral for the Romans to kill Jesus?
Was it moral for the Romans to kill Jesus?
Yeah.
No, it was not moral to kill
But you
God.
said that if the outcome of killing or not killing affects the lives and deaths of other people, that's what determines if it's moral or not. Wouldn't the outcome of Jesus not being killed by the Romans be that we wouldn't have the sin of debt, the debt of sin being paid, that we wouldn't have had the resurrection, that we wouldn't have the plan of redemption, that actually many more people would have died, not just a human death, but a spiritual death? Isn't in fact his death the most important death ever? Therefore, consistent with your dumb trolley problem from before, wasn't killing him to be able to save the lives of every other human being important and therefore moral?
Well, so there's different types. Okay, on the forefront of that person, the Romans, when they killed Jesus, the Romans, since they thought that they were killing their God, that is bad, but the outcome is not bad. Okay, how do you coincide with these two things being both true? Well, so killing people.
I like
for
when
no
a person
reason
asks themselves the question they want to answer and try and just bump over. This is such bottom of the barrel apologetics from, I will remind everybody, and we have limited time. We only have 50 minutes left with other callers. A man who believes that the earth is 7,000 years old. Lucian, I can't take you seriously any longer, and you are not. Yes, I can. And so can, and I don't need to be the one to do it on the phone. Yes, I can. And I've already given you one example of how. I've now muted you. I don't need to be your Google, and I'm not going to waste time on a call where everything, your response is going to be that the only way that that's true is if you have a photo, and yet you have no photos of God. Your standard for evidence is it has to meet some really dumbed down level of common sense that I like the poem about it, the word problem about it, and not what physical evidence is. I don't care to go get an education in how to scientifically test the age of things and why those tests are or are not reliable or what ranges they are reliable. Absolutely, you can prove that the earth is much more than 7,000 years old, and it takes an 18-year-old who has never truly learned outside of the framework that his parents desired or just succumb to some sort of hero shit. There's somebody in your, I don't know what it is. You're worshiping somebody other than Christ and God. Maybe you're just that contrarian, and yet you've learned all of this language. You intellectually condescend to somebody else when you are professionally stupid. May the universe have mercy on your soul.
I'm gonna make a t-shirt that says professionally stupid.
Some would argue it's all I'm qualified to be. Okay, Nathan in New York is a libertarian who believes that the Epstein files are just about victims' lawyers trying to get money out of rich people. Nathan, first of all, are you the Nathan?
Hey, how are you? By the way, that was painful.
Sure. Nathan, what are your pronouns?
He.
Great. And how old are you?
42.
And in the last 3 elections against Donald Trump, how'd you vote?
I voted for him the last time, and then I voted for Biden, I think. Biden and then Trump.
You voted for Biden, then Trump, and then Hillary versus Trump. Who'd you vote for?
Trump.
So you went Trump, Biden, Trump, a Trump sandwich, where all the
Trump
ingredients.
Yeah. So listen, I'm not
victim
blaming here, but I just feel like, you know, a lot of these lawyers that have now taken over for these victims, you know, like they've gone about $500 million in money, and now I just feel like all of this is just their lawyers pushing them to get all these details out so they can sue more people, you know? I don't think clearly no one's going to get...
Nathan, I think there's a lot more reasons why these files are coming out. I think I have an interest in the files coming out that have nothing to do with the victims. But let's just say you were correct. Oh, no, we're exposing pedophiles because the victims are greedy. The audacity.
Well,
I give a fuck. I wouldn't care if they were the greediest fucking people in the world if they were preyed upon and you can prove that they were preyed upon. I don't give a fuck what their motivations are if we have pedophiles in power.
No, but the point is that they, like, for instance, before everything was released, they're like, we have the names, but we can't say them. You know, some people are saying we could go on the, you know, in Congress that we're going to say all these names if they don't do it. Okay? Well, basically, they're never going to get the evidence that everybody wants, right? They're not going to have a picture of somebody having sex with an underage girl. They're not going to get
I don't think that anybody wants the photos of people having sex with underage girls. Do you believe that even though we have zero videos even though we
people.
Sure, we have emails and we have lots of stuff, and people have gone to prison for it. But we didn't have photos of Ghislaine Maxwell.
Nobody else has gone to prison besides
Not yet. Two. Not yet. And my motivation for releasing all of the information is to hold the government accountable and say, I don't care how rich they are. I don't care how much they put in your lobbies, how much they put in your super PACs, how much they pay you. I don't care how much money you will lose if whoever it is, from Elon to Bill Gates, no longer is giving out PAC money. I don't give a fuck. At the minimum, put pedophiles in prison.
But do you believe over the last 4 presidents that there's this conspiracy throughout all those 4 presidents that there was information on people and it was just discarded? Because that's what you'd have to believe.
No, you wouldn't. You would have to believe that there were investigations open that didn't actually become more public knowledge and even presidential knowledge until probably late in the first Trump term. And then that Merrick Garland, very consistent with literally everything else Merrick Garland has done, kept those investigations closed and did not release public information because that is the normal shit that the Justice Department does. The Justice Department is not supposed to serve at the interest of the president. And by the way, when you go, do you believe these conspiracies existed outside of the president's hiding it? Obviously, Epstein went to prison. Ghislaine Maxwell is now trying to get a habeas petition on the basis that she's aware of nearly 24 men who also got special deals, special sweetheart deals in that same decade. And we're talking about the 2000s. So
why don't the victims say the names?
There's proof that conspiracies are there. What's that?
You don't think that, wait. You don't think that it's important? Hold on. You don't think it's important to... And I just noticed that the name is still Lucian. I went to go say the new caller's name.
Lucian walked away to do something for me. You can change it to Nathan.
You don't think it might be important to keep the victims' names and identities secret so that they don't have to relive or relitigate any of this?
No, of course I do. But what I'm saying is, like, they asked for this whole thing. And they're trying to reveal people's names, right? That's their whole thing. They're not saying we want to make money. They're saying we want to reveal all these bad people, right? Okay.
Hey, can you name the current CEO of NVIDIA?
Yeah, Jensen Huang.
Okay, who's the current CEO of Skype?
Ooh, aren't they owned by Microsoft?
Isn't Skype dead now?
I think Skype's dead. Who's the current CEO of Zoom? Microsoft.
I don't know.
How old are you?
I'm 42. Listen, I'm not saying...
Why are these 13-year-old girls, why are they not remembering the names of the CEOs who fucked them, you know? Like, this is what you are. You're saying I'm not victim blaming? First of all, they have named names of the people.
Not me.
They have named names of the people who are adequately famous. That they do know who they are. There are going to be many names of many people that they don't know who they are. There are also, as you've said, under investigation, there are names that they said that they are ready to put out there. And there is a justice system that they are interacting with.
Limitations.
Dude, I'm not. I just don't. You think you're telling me things I don't know. There's inadequate justice happening here. Your solution seems to be because there's not an actual conspiracy. These people aren't actually pedophiles, and all of these girls are lying to get money.
No.
And I'm saying when you are the little person going up against the powerful, you have to be very careful. And that's
I think there's a lot of pedophiles, but I think the likely scenario here is a lot of those women signed these confidentiality agreements with people like that, and that's why they
nothing's
can't say
going to
name.
happen, and nothing's going to happen to them if they now release that information.
I just don't like that we keep saying I think. I don't like it. I think.
Well, that's all it is, because we could all make assumptions, right? I mean,
yeah. So you came up here to argue an assumption. What's the point of that? What's the point of arguing an assumption?
Is that
you don't have any proof.
The reason why this became
you literally said their motivation was money, dude.
No, because what I'm saying is that's what I know is their motivation, because they know that nobody's getting charged after this.
How do you know that?
Okay? They know.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
What do you mean? Because there's two reasons.
How do you know they know no one's going to get charged?
I'll tell you.
Wait, if no one's going to get charged, how are they getting money? If no one's going to get charged, where's the money coming from that they're getting?
Because they're gonna put people, they're gonna threaten people, and and people don't want their name out there.
Oh, I see. The victims are getting together to create a blackmail racket.
The lawyers.
I'm gonna say, hey, listen,
idiot.
Listen, I'm gonna say this right now.
They made $500 million
Wait.
They already
Shut
did
up.
this.
Shut up.
The proof is in the pudding, bro.
Nathan. I'm okay with pedophiles getting blackmailed and losing billions of dollars. Totally fine with that. What's your issue with that?
I already said that, but it's also just a bullshit thing. Wait, who got $300 million?
The J.P. Morgan Chase paid them already $300 million.
Who paid who?
The victims.
Which ones?
The Epstein victims.
Which Epstein victims?
Many Epstein victims. I don't have exact names, but
name two.
Deutsche Bank paid Virginia, that girl, and some other girl. I don't know exact
You're saying
names.
Virginia. So first of all, you haven't yet named one. Virginia, that girl is not the name Virginia Guffrey. And second, and you're just sitting here going, Epstein victims got paid $300 million from J.P. Morgan.
Yes.
And this is
what does it matter how many the names?
Because this is the proof that that's their motivation. You are absolutely an idiot.
They sued J.P. Morgan Chase for ignoring Epstein's very clear bank activity that and JP Morgan Chase wanted to settle instead of going to court. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. So
you don't think that's a good? You don't think this is a good?
Why do people settle?
Wait.
No.
This is it. You don't think this? Holy shit, dude! This is crazy.
Are you saying JP Morgan Chase was aware of a pedophile ring?
Nathan,
JP Morgan Chase didn't seem to want to argue that they weren't.
Nathan, could you just ask the questions you really want to ask? Like, what were they wearing? Were they being seductive?
People pay settlements to get it out of the news, not because they're guilty all the time.
Do you believe that people? Do you think somebody?
JP Morgan ignored internal warnings and overlooked red flags about Epstein because he had been a valuable client.
That's fair. I'm not.
The bank kept him on even after he was arrested in 2006 on prostitution charges.
No, you're just disputing that that a victim of pedophilia would only be motivated not by justice, not by justice for the other victims, but that they are greedy and that the only reason they care about it is the money. And you know what, Nathan? I don't care if that's happening. Totally devoid of that. I don't think that is happening. I think that you're a victim blaming piece of shit, but totally independent of any of that. I don't care, because the reason why I'm pursuing the release of the Epstein files is so that we can identify the people in power who internalize the idea that with enough money, you're allowed to do fucking anything, and hopefully stop them from taking office again.
So now that we have
names,
okay, we have names. Now what?
We just have names. We now need to also prove that they did something and then put them on trial under the Republicans, under the man who is the most listed name. Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen.
Trial.
Yes.
So you think the next Democratic presidential candidate is going to promise to put those people on trial?
I think that it would be a mistake for them not to promise that. Literally, Donald Trump promised justice for the victims. And that was part of why some of the victims ended up signing on, because Kamala Harris didn't adequately gesture that she would do the same. He sounded like, except for that one interview where he said, not so much, I wouldn't release so much because of the people it would hurt. But they felt he would have been stronger on going after the people who were on that list. So any Democrat who's going to come and say that they wouldn't try anybody, that there is proof that they participated in the racket, that would be an insane position to take out.
I hope that happens. I hope that happens, but I have a feeling that people are just using this, to go anti-Trump. But if what you're saying is true, I hope that happens. I hope that the next president is Democratic.
I hope that if Donald Trump, I hope that you get over people going anti-Trump when Donald Trump is all over those files. We know that a number of things in the files are true, but as you say, we don't have a picture of him fucking
We already know he's already a rapist. He's already a rapist. I'm not defending him. We don't need anything.
No, you just vote for him twice.
Prove that he's.
So wait. So you voted for a rapist?
Knowingly.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? People don't care about this shit. People vote for their priorities.
No, Nathan, you don't care about this shit. I gotta tell you, if Kamala Harris was also an avowed rapist,
the country, not just me.
I would have abstained from voting if Kamala Harris had also been a rapist. Well, Donald Trump didn't do that either.
Homie said, "Yeah, he was. Listen, yeah, he was a rapist. What does that matter?
People don't care about that kind of thing." You know what I expect rapists and pedophiles to do?
Why do you think he won? Why do you think you guys were surprised that he won?
I'm just going to throw this out there, and I don't really care.
Wait, hang on. I have to address the question you just said. Nathan, you said, why do you think you guys were surprised when he won? I literally predicted within one state. Nobody got as accurate a map as I did that I saw across any of the influencers and whatever. What do you mean? We were surprised? I fucking called this election a year and a half before when Biden was fucking ignoring that he was having a demographic shift in polling. Are you fucking kidding me right now, Nathan? Shut the fuck up.
I really want to, I gotta say, no, Nathan, I need you to hear me real quick because it's really important.
I'm listening.
The only people I have ever met who didn't care that someone was a rapist were rapists.
Nathan, what percentage of the sex have you had was consensual?
Half the country voted for him.
Nathan,
what do you mean?
No. You said you don't. You said people don't care that he's a rapist. There are people who would say, I care very much that he was a rapist, but I think Kamala Harris is worse than a rapist. That's not what you said. You said you don't care about that.
All you got to look at is the exit polls. You can talk to me all you want. Exit polls. People, where did
Nathan, can you answer a yes or no question for me? I have a yes or no question for you. Has 100% of the sex you've ever had been consensual?
Of course.
Now, could you answer it honestly?
Yes, 100%. I don't like rapists. What I'm saying is people don't vote.
Can you imagine being a libertarian still at 42? I thought people grew up.
Trump's an asshole. Whether he's a rapist or not, he's an asshole. People don't care.
Yeah.
People vote on other things.
Assholes don't care.
Okay, so I mean, listen, people on both parties vote for their own reason, right?
Yeah.
People have their own priorities.
I think I'm going to vote with the party that votes against rapists. I got to tell you, if that's their reason, we don't like rapists. I think when those are the two choices, Clinton, that's going to be a heavy. No, fuck Bill Clinton.
People love Bill Clinton.
Fuck Bill Clinton in his fucking face. Put Bill Clinton in prison. Even if he didn't do any of the shit for the Epstein stuff, what he did to Monica Lewinsky should be a thing that puts a person in prison. A fucking man that old with the highest position in the land.
He took
seducing a fucking barely out of high school age girl with the most power in the land to a girl with the least power in the land.
But
fuck Bill Clinton in his fucking face. And he's a war criminal.
Most people still like him.
I'm sorry, Nathan, are you debating me and Jimmy, or are you debating other people?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if most people.
A lot of people are saying.
No.
A lot of people address what we're saying.
They don't mind.
What kind of smarmy shit is that? Who cares what other people are saying?
A lot of people are saying they don't mind if they're rapists.
Well, you're telling me a lot of people are idiots. They vote for rapists.
Sure.
And I'm
hold
saying
on.
It's on both sides.
Let's do this. Let's do this. This will be so much simpler. The rape wasn't enough to sway you from Donald Trump. What policy position of his was good enough that you said, I'm going to vote for a rapist?
Dude, he's a libertarian. It's crypto shit. He's a 42-year-old libertarian. He wanted the crypto shit. Just admit it. No, Nathan, don't pretend.
I know you have other callers. We can keep talking, but
can you just admit it was crypto, Nathan? You're a 42-year-old. Are you white, Nathan?
No, not crypto. Not crypto.
Shut the fuck
I am, but it's not crypto.
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean?
You were.
You're asking me. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Then what was the policy? What was the policy that you wanted to vote for?
Just less government. That's it. That's what I wanted. And I think he's good in foreign policy.
You think Donald Trump has done? You think Donald Trump has done left's government?
I think that he's like, for someone like me who's more anti-government.
Please answer the question
that I
asked.
He blows things up, and I like it.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think that the federal government? Hold on. Do you think the federal government going against state government's wishes is government overreach?
Going against state wishes for what? What do you mean?
Just in general, do you think the federal government?
In a weird way,
state
for
I think there's importance to separate.
Of
course, it's a republic. No, I believe
in a way, for what is an honest thing. Anything he doesn't like Mexicans, he's tight with it.
Wait, great. No, I love this. So when a state judge said, "Hey, we've looked at the charges levied against Don Lemon, and we see that these are bogus charges where they hold no water in court. We're going to dismiss all of this." And then the federal government comes in and says, well, we don't care what this judge says. We're going to arrest him anyway. Was that a state overreach? Yes or no?
You mean a federal overreach?
When I say state, I mean like the state, the government. So that was federal overreach. But you said Donald Trump was doing small government. Stop. You said Donald Trump was for small government, and that's why you voted for him. But now you're telling me that this is not small government because it's a federal.
Correct.
Oh,
correct. So
you
a lot of people that voted for him are unhappy.
Stop. You don't want you don't care if the federal government steps on state governments. You just care if the federal government is small. No, you don't.
No, I want to separate. Yes, I believe that every state should decide, and they should have equal power.
So then
I don't want the federal government. I don't think they should have arrested him.
So are you okay? So you acknowledge Donald Trump is not doing what you voted for him for.
Correct. Well, some things, yeah, of course.
Some things. We can go over the large list of ways he's overstepping states.
No, we're not going to do that. I don't want to talk to you all night. But yeah, of course, he's not perfect. He makes a lot of
you don't want to talk about all the ways that he's ignoring the state
just the election shit.
I think that a lot of people that voted for him know that he's morally inept.
The fact that you aren't marching against the shit he's doing with state elections right now is fucking crazy because he is literally trying to federalize them. Yes.
Oh. Well, listen,
what did he just do in Georgia? What did he just do in Georgia?
I think a lot of people just
you don't even know.
Think a lot of this is just noise. I know. No, I know. A lot of it's just noise.
What did he? Okay, wait, no.
He's not going to end up doing anything.
Listen here, Nathan. Listen here. I don't want you to think that you lead the conversation here.
Go.
What did he just do in Georgia? What did he just do?
They just raided. I don't know. They got like ballots from Georgia, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And you're okay with this?
They're trying. No, it's fucking stupid. I mean, for his own political thing, it makes no sense.
Okay, is it small federal government to steal ballots and try to force Georgia to essentially bend the knee?
And I told you, he's an idiot.
So hold on.
Yeah.
So you voted for Donald Trump for hold on. So you voted for Donald Trump for small government, and he's not. Hold on.
Yeah.
You voted for Donald Trump for small government, and he's not doing small government. Do you regret your vote?
No, because it's always the problem is that our politics is broken. We have a binary choice.
There's probably an actual valuable.
You're a smarmy little
There's
bitch,
probably a valuable call potentially left in the remaining two.
Our politics
Nathan,
is broken.
That's great, Nathan. You're a joke of a person and a waste of a voter. May the universe have mercy on your soul. Also, have a good one. What a fucking joke. I don't even know what to do with that. Donald Trump expanded the size of government more than any president in his first term. And his second term literally has done more executive orders in his first year than his entire first term combined. 220 was his first term. 234 is his first year of his second term. Like, get the actual fuck out of here. You have no idea who you're voting for. And just next time admit you couldn't vote for a black woman. And also admit it was about crypto shit. I'll let you decide between these last two. I don't care that much about the second one. That person has not engaged in as an honest interlocutor in a single conversation ever. But if you want, we can hit it.
What's the point of that conversation? No, number one, number two. What's the point of that? Like, what even would be the point of number two?
Rick in Texas, you are on the line with Jimmy and Jovan. Rick, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
You are how old?
I'm 42.
Another 42-year-old.
In my state have you been
Texas
42?
Here, that's funny, Joe.
Since June.
Okay. You are one of the few people that's answered that question correctly.
And Rick, we've got a live audience here. They're going to refer to you in third person. Would you prefer they call you a he, a she, a they, or something else?
He.
Excellent. All right, Rick, what's your point? What point would you like to make?
What's your point?
One, I really think that other guy that y'all had on the line was an idiot, but
True.
I don't understand what he called it.
You got to be way more specific than that.
Yeah, fair enough.
So the very last caller about not caring about the child molestation, all that was stupid.
And Trump, he admitted Trump is a rapist and that he doesn't care about that. What do you think, Rick? Is Trump a rapist?
Personally, I don't think, well, my thing is about Christianity, but I will answer that. I do not believe that he is a rapist. I wouldn't have voted for him if I did. because I don't support rapists. I think that's highly,
so what do you think that
wrong. And
what do you think that the jury
executed.
who found him? What do you think that the jury who found him civilly liable for rape got wrong?
Well, the civil court isn't like criminal court. You don't have to have the preponderance of evidence for a civil court as you do for.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's a different amount of evidence, but yes, you do have to prove that it happened.
You have to have some evidence, but okay, let's say this.
Rick, can I win in civil court if I say you raped me? Rick?
You possibly could.
No, I couldn't. Rick,
so let's say somebody broke into my...
And we're going to talk to you about Christianity, but you live in a fantasy world where if a woman just says he raped me, and by the way, this is on the back of dozens of other women saying he raped her, with his ex-wife talking about the abuse from Donald, with Donald bragging about how forward he is. The only thing... Like the guy earlier was like, oh, you don't have pictures of Donald Trump has every bit of the profile of a rapist, but because you never saw him rape, you're like, nah, that guy didn't do it. These girls just wanted the money.
Let me take it. Wait. Let me take it from a different. Let's say you had a friend in your personal life, Rick, and that friend told you that they just grab women by the vagina, whether those women say yes or no. Would you, if somebody accused that friend of rape, would you believe them?
Okay, for one, I will answer your question, but for one, because I'm going to get something out. For one, he didn't say he personally grabs women by the pussy. Okay? He said,
yes, he did.
Hang on. He said that celebrities,
you hang on.
They can go.
You are going to hang on. I'm going to mute you, Rick. You need to start engaging in good faith. Be so fucking real. What he literally says is, when I see beautiful women, I'm just automatically attracted to them. I just start kissing them. And when you're a star, you can do whatever you want. Grab them by the pussy. You're trying to sit there and say he wasn't describing his experiences. Grab them by the pussy is just something he's aware of. And would what otherwise condemn? Are you going to actually engage in good faith? Or are you actually going to pretend that was meaningfully different than him saying, if I see a hot girl, I just get them? By the way, the kissing them, I just start kissing them is already sexual assault. The grab them by the pussy thing, though, that's just a totally unattached thing. That's not what he meant. Are we really going to do this, dude? Rick?
Can't talk. Am I back off mute?
You are off mute.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. All right. So, I did not hear that first part. I'll research it myself. I did not hear that first part where he says he just goes around and sexually assaults people by kissing them. Yes, that is sexual assault. Okay. I did hear the only part I've ever heard is where stars can go around. Like I said, celebrities, they said stars. Okay. Same thing. Goes around and can grab women by the pussies that basically it's allowed. The women allow it.
Okay, well now, Rick, now you know the first part.
Enamored by them.
Hold on, Rick. Now you know the first part. If you had a friend who said that to you...
If I find concrete evidence of the first part, I will not support Trump.
Stop. Do you want me to read the quote verbatim? I'll read the quote. I'll read the quote. That's not what hearsay is.
And where are you getting the quote from?
Here's the video.
Quote from?
The video.
Okay, so
literally
say that.
Are you, Rick? Come on, Rick. Why do you believe in God?
Okay, well, I think there's more evidence for God Rick, than there's.
What evidence? What evidence? Are you just saying the thing that you read? That's hearsay. No, that's just hearsay. The book you read. Hearsay.
All right, I'm gonna hold it up. I'm gonna hold it up to the microphone, and you're gonna listen to it right now. This is that video. Here you go.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
So literally with the kissing thing, he says, I automatically start kissing them. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. So, Rick, are we really going to pretend, even if you just want to say he was trying to be funny for his boy, whatever, that is anything but a description of sexually assault?
I think he's being real.
Did he just describe sexual assault?
It is sexual assault if it is unwanted, yeah.
Well, the phrase was, I don't even wait. So what was that? What is that phrase? I don't even wait mean? He said, and by the way, do I need to rewind it? Because he says, I got to put Tic Tacs in my mouth in case I start kissing her, referring to a girl that they are looking at through the bus window. If you need, I can rewind. We're like, whoa, that's the girl interviewing her. And he goes, whoa, she's hot as shit. Hang on, give me some Tic Tacs. I got to use Tic Tacs in case I start kissing her. When I see beautiful women, I'm automatically attracted to them. I just start kissing them. I don't even wait. He's still talking about this interviewer. If those women did not want him to do that,
they should come forward and...
They did, and you don't believe them.
They literally did. You don't believe them.
And you don't believe them. You literally said you don't believe them.
You know who one of them was? They came
forward?
They
come forward and bring evidence that he sexually assaulted them. Yes.
They did.
He needs to go to prison.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. I want to go back real quick. Rick, if you had a friend, personal friend, who said what Trump just said, and someone came forth and said, this person raped me, would you believe that person or no?
I'd want to hear what had happened and
great. Let's okay. Great, phenomenal.
Witnesses.
Phenomenal. So the answer is you wouldn't.
I mean,
the answer is you wouldn't.
Just
next question.
Stop,
Rick. Stop. Rick. Stop. The answer is you wouldn't believe them. Let's keep going. So now let's say you have a friend who not only has said the thing that we just showed you, but this friend owns a beauty pageant and will randomly walk in on women who are changing without knocking. He'll just walk into the changing room because he owns a beauty pageant. And now somebody says, now you know both of these things, and someone says, yeah, this person sexually assaulted me, they raped me. Would you believe them now?
I'd be really leaning towards the fact that they did it because they're constantly trying to see them naked. Why are you going in there when their women are changing if you're not trying to do something with them?
Why did Donald Trump constantly walk in on women naked if he wasn't going to do something? If he wanted, answer the question.
When did he walk in naked on somebody?
Great. Jimmy, can you please pull up Donald Trump's Howard Stern interview where he tells Howard Stern to his face that when I have my beauty pageants, I just walk into the changing room because I own them. I don't even knock. Would you mind pulling that up, Jimmy?
Here we go.
The owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that.
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. Right. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
So now your friend has said this now as well, Rick, and someone accuses them of sexual assault. Do you believe that person? Knowing both of these things about your friend?
Yeah, I didn't know he said that at all, ever.
Why not? Where are you living? What is the rock that is the roof of your house? What rock are you living under?
I'm going to be honest, I watch more Christian-based things, so I don't really, I hear some of the political stuff. I hear the word salad from Kamala and all that crap.
Is it Christ-like to vote for a rapist?
Not knowingly, no.
Is it Christ-like to not research? Is it Christ-like to not research the person you're going to vote for so you don't unintentionally vote for a racist?
I don't research if every single person I'm around is
You don't research? We know.
I don't research every single person.
You don't research the person you're going to vote into the office of the presidency.
I didn't say I don't research the person I vote in the office. Don't change my words around. I said I don't vote every single person I'm around if they're a rapist. Please stop over-talking me when I'm talking. I don't do that to you.
I won't, Rick, because you're being so dishonest. I won't stop over-talking you every time you're dishonest.
No, I said I don't research every person I'm around if they're a rapist. How is that dishonest?
Yeah, Rick, I'll tell you, because no one asked you if you research every person you're around if they're a rapist. He asked you whether or not you research the people you are voting for. And you responded with,
but I don't research
every single person in the world if they're a rapist.
Do you believe that Biden is a rapist?
Wait, I'm sorry, Rick. I'm sorry, Rick. You just begged me to not talk over you, and you are trying to yell over me. And this is my show. It's not yours. So if you think something is a value of yours, but you don't respect it if someone else doesn't do it, it's not a value of yours. It's you being an entitled little prick, which is what you're doing so far. Now you're going to try to go to whataboutisms. I don't like Biden. I don't like Bill Clinton. In fact, I've got a comment up I've been waiting to respond to. Somebody wanting to say, no, Monica was consensual. It wasn't rape. He shouldn't go to jail for that. And I'm a liberal woman. Barbara, why don't you go consult Monica Lewinsky on the consensuality of it? It is impossible for that to have been a consensual, like, power dynamics exist in every relationship. The president with an intern, get the actual fuck out of here. And if you are so liberal and that's supposed to be a positive thing, Barbara, maybe you should go consult what the woman who was the victim of Bill Clinton's predations has to say now, with many years of not just being the victim, but victim advocacy, becoming an expert in a relative field, and becoming a way more badass person who deserves to be president 1,000 times more than Bill Clinton ever did. That is actually Monica Lewinsky. Get real. Anyway, so, Rick, I guess we're jumping to your whataboutisms.
What about Biden?
Hello?
Yep.
Okay. So what I was asking is, do you believe that Biden is a child rapist?
What is the victim of his alleged child rape said?
His own daughter.
Yeah, what did she say about that?
She has a diary of him constantly taking baths with her and everything.
What did she actually say?
I don't remember what all she.
You said child rapist. What does the diary say, and what has she said about the diary?
He took showers with her whole life growing up.
Nope, that is not what it says. It does not say her whole life growing up. First of all, just so you know, the diaries you guys always like to bring up have never actually been independently verified. But let's just take them as true.
Actually, I do believe they have.
She did not say what you just said. She said when they were young that they would shower together and that was potentially inappropriate. And then when she has been brought to address the fact that people are trying to put these things that they've alleged are her diary, she's basically said, shut the fuck up about all of it. All you guys are trying to violate my privacy, and is a person who is empowered to advocate for herself and has asked you all to stop. And yet you don't. So I would say there's much more reason.
She's quoted to say, by the way, Jimmy, she's quoted in saying that people were peddling grotesque lies.
Exactly. So Ashley Biden, I think is her name. I think her name is Ashley.
And stuff.
Now
yes,
you're pivoting to another.
Creepy.
Now we're pivoting. That's crazy that you're going to pivot because you got proven wrong.
So we'll pivot to the smell of the hair. Wait. We will pivot to the hair smelling once you admit that you, like the Trump stuff, weren't actually that familiar with the source material you were just quoting.
I was familiar enough to know that it was out there and that she did.
But you didn't even know what she said.
Not okay.
You didn't even know what she said. Ever? Is it ever okay? Is it okay if a father has a 1-year-old child
with his daughter?
What if she's 1 year old and he's cleaning her while he's cleaning himself?
I have a 2-year-old. I've never showered with her.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Never showered with her.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Have I bathed my child? Yes. But I've
that's
never
not okay.
showered
That's not
with
okay,
her.
Rick. You fucking child molester.
Oh, really? Let's not throw that around. That's a really bad thing. Dude.
Well, you're
literally throwing it around
right now.
Fucking goof.
Jesus
no,
Christ.
I 100% believe
you are throwing it around right now.
Pedophile.
No way.
I've never showered with a child ever.
Mm-hmm.
I would never do that. I don't even shower with a boy.
I showered with my brother when we were kids. We had to take showers and baths together.
I didn't grow up with a brother, so I didn't shower with anyone.
Yeah,
but I don't shower with kids.
How do you know?
Adult, how do you
know that your father never held you as an infant in the shower with him?
Okay, that I don't know, but I doubt
it.
From what my mom
Why?
says, she's only
Why would it be a big deal if you had an actual baby who isn't
calling
even really having a conscious
mom.
Experience? Well, that's inappropriate.
I've been in the shower with my mom.
Your mom held you in the shower. That's fucking inappropriate.
Nope. I don't
Why
believe
not?
so. Moms,
Why not? Why
that's
not?
just what moms do.
Oh,
Especially
well,
back in
then
the
that's just
80s,
what
that's what they
dads
did.
do. This is what dads do.
Nope.
Dude, you weren't even like familiar with the shit. I also don't like, if she was older, if it happened at all, which again, never been independently verified, I also think it's fucking weird. And I think it could be one of those things where it's like, hey, people back then did fucking gross and weird stuff with non-sexual motivations. And I'm glad we don't do that shit anymore. And if it had any psychological effect on her, fuck him for that. 0%. Have there been any accusations that he molested her or raped her, which is the claim you made?
If you are showering with your child as a man with a daughter,
he must have been raping her.
Why are you doing that?
Why didn't the diary say more? Potentially because you think it's not weird to shower with your child. It is weird. I don't know the answer. And again, we don't have this actually verified. You're just saying, so why did he do it? Why did he do it? Why don't you think her journal would have said a little more if he had raped her, like you said?
I'm looking at this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Because she's described it as peddling grotesque lies by distorting my stream of consciousness thoughts.
Okay, well,
this is crazy.
Well, you keep Googling.
Snopes changed the rating of this fact check from unproven to true about the diary, based on the testimony provided by Ashley Biden in an April 8 letter to a New York
Which
judge.
specific claim? And remember that I love when people do this. First of all, you're just saying Snopes changed a claim. You're not being specific about the claim. But also, I already gave you, even if the diary is really her diary, she has said the way it is being used is not true, that people are lying, and does not anywhere mention any molestation or raping.
No, it just says about the showering being inappropriate.
And I already engaged that as though it was true. You need to start showing up. I'm very excited to get your proof of the existence of God. We only have 8 minutes left. I worry that your familiarity with the source material will reflect your familiarity with every other claimed source material you have given so far.
But can we go to God real quick for the actual thing I came in here on?
Great, let's go to God.
Being an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to God.
Okay. So, I want to know something. I know you are atheists. That's what y'all said to the other guy that was trying to prove the existence of God through morality.
Straight up bars.
Okay. So, as an atheist,
yes,
is this your stance? I'm asking you honestly. Okay.
Okay.
Is this your stance that no God exists?
Mine, yes. It is my stance that it is the most reasonable conclusion that there are no gods.
Okay.
I don't know whether or not that reflects Jovan. I don't know if Jovan is a no gods exist, or I simply don't believe a God exists.
I think no God exists.
Go, great.
Okay, so y'all both on the same page that y'all do not believe a God exists.
And more than that, I believe gods do not exist.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
So now I want to ask you, all right, if no God exists,
sure,
but we all exist and a universe exists,
great,
then how did the universe come to be?
I don't know.
Without a God, how did the universe come to be?
I don't know.
There's tons of ways it could. I personally, I don't think the universe ever came to be.
But hold also,
on. Hold on. Wait. I just want to answer this real quick. I want to answer it. I personally think the universe has probably always existed. End of story.
And to tell you the truth, like, I love Jovan and he's one of my favorite people. I don't care that Jovan thinks that. I still don't know. And I don't think that he has the credentials to make that evaluation or declaration, or if he's reflecting what physicists have said, that that'll necessarily be a good summary. I don't find that compelling either. I don't find your God one compelling or him saying he thinks it always existed? I don't know. I am aware that there are physicists with hypotheses of them, but I don't know.
Actually, that one has been, from what I understand, all right, has been shown to be proven not right. Or not
which
really
one?
I can't prove any of it. But
I'm very unimpressed from what you understand after the first 20 minutes of this call.
I just want to throw this out there. Nothing's been proven to be incorrect. It's just been proven that the observable universe most likely had a start point. That doesn't tell us that the universe has always existed. Yes. Yeah.
So
the
I don't even know
observable universe,
which is only a very minute amount.
Hold on. No. When we say observable universe, we mean our universe that's currently expanding. But we know that the state of this universe existed in a previous state to what is currently the observable universe. I think that previous state has always existed.
I don't know if we do know that, because even then we're talking about before, but the universe is an expression of time and matter. And so the universe, the Big Bang is when time came in. And so I don't know if it makes any sense to call it before, because before is an establishment of time. So Rick, the answer is none of us are physicists with a grasp of the mechanics of it or how it could be. Literally none of the three of us actually know how the universe came to be, or if there is such thing even as a before the Big Bang, since there was no time before the Big Bang, apparently.
And what is the Big Bang?
The massive expansion of the universe from a singularity, again, is my understanding. But pretending I understand it any further than what I've heard scientists say would be a very silly thing to do on my part, because I don't know. So, Rick, what's wrong with not knowing?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. What I am saying is that most people believe that everything came from nothing. Okay.
No, that's not. In fact, that I do know is wrong. First of all, if you want to go with most people, definitely most people do not. Most scientists also don't believe in a state of nothing. In fact, I've heard the pre-existing universe be described as a sort of timeless quantum vacuum, essentially, and that everything that comes out of the Big Bang, that it also can eliminate itself and go back to zero, that the chemical equation for the universe also makes sense. So Rick, not at all do I believe that you are correctly representing a physicist when they say before that there was nothing. In fact, I've never heard nothing, because even the singularity wouldn't be nothing.
Okay, where did the singularity come from?
I don't know. Like, Rick, it's going to be fundamentally, the answer to all of these questions is, I don't know. You know what I know isn't the answer?
So then,
magic.
Let me ask you this.
Because there's no reason to believe it's magic.
Okay, I'm not talking about magic.
Yes, you are.
But why would it be less why would it be impossible, okay, because that's basically how y'all feel, all right, for a being, all right, that is timeless and powerful and all that,
because
intellectual and all that.
I'll answer that.
Right?
I'll answer that really quickly. I'll answer that quickly. A being that exists outside of time can't create the universe.
Why?
Literally, the word being suggests it. Being is like a noun form of a verb. To be requires time. The timelessness of it itself is contradictory. We have literally like 60 seconds to wrap up. So, Rick, I'm just going to jump ahead to what your dumb argument is going to ask.
Only 6,000 years old, and if you created a person that's an adult,
wait, Rick, you do or don't believe the Earth is 6,000 years old?
You can also. I do believe it is. And you can
great. So you're a young Earth creationist. Rick, it is demonstrably a fact that it is not 6,000 years old. You asked, why do we believe it's impossible? That was presuming an answer. I've never said it's impossible. However, I will say it has never been demonstrated to be possible. There are a great many things that we can trace back their origins, like the concept of wizards, the concepts of sphinxes, of witches, of unicorns, magical beasts galore, that we can kind of trace back and go, because we can see the way of this history developed, we can see that this has all of the elements of a human's imagination's creation. And it turns out you can do that with God. So that is why It is the most reasonable conclusion, since you can track back the history of the concept of God and the way it's evolved following those same patterns, that you can actually say, I believe gods don't exist because there's pretty clear evidence that humans made up gods in the same way they made up a lot of other myths and a lot of other mythical things. And then it started with something more like animism through polytheism to now your version, which is monotheism. That's the actual answer, instead of you trying to add words to it and change all of that shit, Rick. And the fact of the matter is, I don't know is embracing that I'm not an idiot who's going to add a God where there's a gap in my knowledge. And I don't know what came before the Big Bang, or if that's an even sensical question. Like, I don't know whether or not what color is happiness is a sensible question. You can ask the question, but it doesn't mean it actually has an answer just because you can put the words together. So, Rick, be smarter. I don't know. Did you have anything you want to throw on that? Bow you want to tie on it?
No. So, let's kick it over to After Dark.
Y'all, it's After Dark right now with Justin from Deconstruction Zone, and I can't remember who's with. Do you know, Lithium?
We should have told him to call Justin. That would have been fun to watch.
You can call Justin. You can call like an actual Bible expert if you want. Go and call Justin over on the line right now. Talk to an actual Bible expert about how the world is 6,000 years old and see what how that goes. I'm trying to pull up real quick and see who's on. Don't forget, today is the last day you can buy. It's Apologia, 2 Bible experts and apologetic experts. That show's going to be a fucking banger, frankly. You can go and talk to them now. Go to linemerch.com. It is the very last day you can get any mugs, and you can get we will tally up who got the second time most, but I have a feeling it hasn't changed much. Anyway, go get the mugs. They will be gone forever after today. All right, that's it. Bye.